Ahoy hoy and welcome to Players and Book, a live play D&D
No,
game
you're good. I wasn't good.
where we Okay, got it. A live play D&D game where we sail the seas and have existential crises, as Esequiel once so eloquently put it.
I said
We
that
Um,
sail the existential crises.
It's existential crises on the high seas.
Yes,
Correct.
I slightly
Crises
rephrased
on the
it. That
high
is true.
seas.
Give credit to our map makers, tokens, and everything. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pack Stream. Custom world map by Freckles Sketches. Logo by Luke McCay. Some character art that you may or may not see this episode by also Luke McCay. And a thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite, for watching our chat for us. And also thank you to the people in the chat and everybody who's gifting subs during the games. I don't feel
Yay.
like we acknowledge you guys enough. We should probably do that more
I
often.
try to say
Thanks
something
to
in chat,
viewers
but
like you.
sorry, guys. Hold
That
off
makes me very
on
happy.
using the code that's coming up in chat. It looks like it did not save the update.
Oh, did I mess that up?
It's just not using the right code.
Never.
It's easy.
We'll work on
Like-
fixing that.
Yeah, the one on the, I guess the one on the overlay is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That one.
Use the one on the overlay, and we'll fix the Moobot one
doing it right now.
momentarily.
You know what? I'll actually take over talking about Idle Champions
Thank
because
you.
a thing happened. So, Idle Champions: The Forgotten Realms is a strategy management game that includes lots of characters from across the multiverse. That includes one particular character, Orkira Eldrex character that I played a lot of over the last couple of years. In fact, I even played this morning on Orkira Plays Baldur's Gate 3, and just recently there was a new skin that came out for her, which I will never get used to saying, no matter how many years I've had to say it. Skin and Feet Pack Swashbuckler Orkira is now available, where all
Yeah.
skins are sold. Yes, I said it that way, because Idle Champions is available on pretty much all platforms, almost all of those. So yes, if you would like to have your own version of kind of pirate Orkira, swashbuckler Orkira, you can go and get her Skin and Feet Pack now. And I have to say, first off, if you get the reference for all of her clothes, then thank you. I appreciate you. Also, if you get the Skin and Feet Pack and you set off her ultimate, you have to tell me how much you like it or don't like it, or if you get that reference too, I would appreciate it. So thank you very much.
It's got a hook on her tail.
Yeah.
Katie,
Yeah.
this is actually production stuff, but we got to do it right now anyway. I'm pretty sure that the correct one was the one in chat, Crop Ruse Snod, because I'm looking at the emails right now. The one that is on the overlay is
Yeah.
the one that has the expiration for the 15th, which was yesterday.
That's my bad.
Ah.
Thank you.
You know what doesn't expire? Swashbuckler Orkira. Go
This
and
is
get her
true.
today. Where all Idle Champions are free because it's a free-to-play game. So go and download it now and then buy the Skin and Feet Pack. And then yes, you too can have a Dragonborn cleric with a hook on her tail. Here,
So
I'll give you a little bit of a thing that nobody else knows yet until right now. The hook is just sitting on her tail. It's not like the end of her tail is missing. She's just put the hook on the end of her tail
I'm in
because
love.
it makes her feel like she's a pirate.
All right.
It's true.
So
Mhm.
mine was messed up. I'm about to fix that.
Yay.
It is now fixed on Moobot.
Yay!
Okay,
Yay.
fix back or yeah,
The correct one is now there.
Yay!
Crop
Beans.
Ruse Snud.
Crop Ruse Snod.
Yay.
Snud.
Crop Ruse Snod.
I say
Okay,
Sorry
nice
for all the
Snud.
confusion.
All the confusion. That's okay. I'm always
Okay.
happy to vamp about Orkira. Although I guess I'll finish up with my thing. We'll go slightly out of order. I am
And
not
now we have-
playing.
Dropped our cams.
Now they're back.
No, they're back.
Okay.
I'm back.
It's when Zoom minimizes, it loses
Gotcha.
cam
Gotcha.
broadcast.
okay.
So
Nah,
What you
it's
got,
okay.
Lauren?
Oh, well, today I am not playing Orkira Eldrex with a hook on her tail. Today I'm playing Fairlos, the Tabaxi cleric, Tempest cleric, who is trying to reconcile the idea that someone else is trying to tell her what her narrative arc is supposed to be. No, but it tells me what I'm supposed to do with my life.
And philosophically.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All
no,
right.
hello. I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as at DreamWisp, dreamwisp.bisky.social. And I stream as DreamWisp Jen on Twitch and the interwebs as well. I also have a piratey friend version of Alindra on Idle Champions, but you've been able to get her for a long time. But my favorite part of that is the Griff pirate outfit, which is just the greatest ever. Griff is Alindra's owl
Oh my
familiar,
goodness.
and Alindra and Orkira adventured together for many years. So
And Griff
yeah,
is the
if you-
judgiest owl
the
ever.
judgiest owl that ever judged,
Yes.
with the judgiest eyebrows to ever eyebrow. So
Lurking Rider and
yes.
Buzz Lightyear, thank you so much for the subs.
Hey.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh.
Oh, Ashelon's talking about how Alindra, yes, Alindra was a level 20 wizard who never got to use Wish because she was deeply traumatized.
Yeah.
Fun
That tracks.
times. Oh, Pirate Alindra's now the default outfit Alindra? Sweet.
Ooh.
Yeah, but today I will be sailing. Oh, it's Dio. Today I will be sailing the high seas as your existential crisis friend, your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid, Rivulet.
Hey.
Katie, you can go.
Okay, I'll
Because I
go.
don't think you got to go.
I'm just going and buying skins.
Which is a thing. Which is a thing.
It
Guess
is-
what?
it is
It's
a
a video
thing.
game thing. It's totally normal.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, if
Um,
that's yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I should probably focus on the game I'm playing. Hi, my name's Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. You can find me on the socials at Goblin Katie or at goblinkatie.com on Bisky. I am playing the lovable, very, very honest and straightforward College of Eloquence bard, Triton named Tallulah O'Draken. And she is absolutely trustworthy, and everything's fine, and there's no need to question anything. Okay. Oh, big shout out to our mods, Billith and Strike Red Kite. Much love. Thank you so much for the hype train, y'all. We've got a level 3 hype train. That's wild. Thank you.
Let's go.
And we appreciate you. Mwah. All right, I'm done. Is it intro video
Yay.
time?
No, I haven't gone
Well, no,
yet.
we-
It's
No,
still me.
Natia hasn't gone yet. Oh, Lord.
Technically,
That's
I haven't
okay.
gone yet either, but
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Sim also hasn't gone yet. Thank you, Lurking Writer, for mentioning that Tahani also has Tahani is in Rivals. Tahani is in Idle Champions and has, I think, 3 skins: Ascendant, Spelljammer, and High Harvest, which is my favorite because she's just in gardening attire. So if you want to know what I look like in the fall when it's time to pick all my crops, that's what I look like. But it's not about Tahani today, even though I miss her very much. Today it's about Essequa Havenwright, who is a dragonborn. I was about to say College of Blade Singing. No, she's just a blade singer wizard. I guess.
I'm a little intrigued by the College of
Not
Blade
wrong.
Singing, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not incorrect.
Yeah.
Wizards just don't have colleges. They just
But
have
we're sort
school.
of going to college,
We are.
so we're in school.
You are correct in multiple ways.
Thank you.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's me, and I will now pass it to Sim.
I'm Jeremiah Smirian. You might know me from the SCP Wiki and all these other stuff. I don't have anything going on necessarily. So that's my full introduction, really. I'm the DM. I do the stuff. If you'd like to do your credits, Katie.
is it time?
It's time.
Okay. I'm gonna stop buying people. All right. Overlay new intro video. Go!
Or phrasing? Ahoy, hoy, and welcome back. All right. Let's get into the session summary from last week. This will be episode 24 of Player and Book's first campaign, The Secondhand Souls. Previously on Players and Book, Liches Be Crazy. The poet in chains, formed of her pain, falling, friendly, free. Page 145 of The Darkness Dreaming. The second-hand souls eat the dinner that the magician has prepared aboard their ship. During the meal, they discuss next steps, and Kara tests his cloaking spell. It works, and the ship is made invisible. After dinner, the souls attempt to scry on Sagaroth, the secret keeper, finding him in humanoid form and trying to access the book known as the Patient Storm. After that, the souls go to speak with the new marksmanship instructor and commission a 10-foot pole that they can secretly extend to touch other ships and then use speak with ships to speak with those ships. And also possibly convert it into a creature where other spells can now be cast on that other ship. Everyone rests. In the morning, breakfast is acquired and eaten, with the poet doing her level best to mess with Prince Hespera, distracting him, his friends, and temporary allies from their own quest to stop the Dark Lich from destroying the school. Benjamin Whitaker brings the souls into the presence of the anomaly and begins to explain that the poems associated with each character are supposed to be representative of growth, and outlining a function of narrative magic called character development. He suggests that if the subjects of the prophecies develop their characters enough, the dreamer will be able to awaken without destroying the world, whatever that means. It is 8:27 a.m. on Joy's Day, the 23rd of Dreams. The sun is still up and will be for quite a while, and Prince Hespera, after breakfast, has finally embraced the power of friendship and struck a blow against his dark enemy, protecting everyone from the Dark Lich for another year.
I have a question. It's not even really a question. It's just a comment about the end of the session summary, which implies that Prince Hespera ate his breakfast, went to battle against the Dark Lich in the school?
I mean, maybe Dark Lich is code.
Maybe it's
I'm not
figure
eating
of
anything at
speech.
lunch.
maybe it's
Maybe it's just blowing out your candles.
Could be.
I mean, or
Your candle is a cloaked figure.
embrace the power of friendship. Maybe that's literally just, yay, you're my friend. Like, that could have been all you needed to do.
the Dark Lich is not an actual lich. It is like it's depression.
No, the Dark Lich is actually Tallulah. He's decided to give up and just be my friend.
I thought about that. I was like, what if it's us?
That would be
Are we
really
the Dark
funny.
Lich?
What if
we the
we're the bad
baddies?
guy?
For sure, Tallulah is a minor bad guy in Princess Hespera's story at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm the bully.
You're the school bully for
Yeah.
Princess Hespera, which is funny because he started off as a bully.
Yep.
He's
I bullied
learned
the
and
bully.
grown. He's learned and grown, and you're still treating him like he was in the beginning. You haven't respected his character development.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
Hilarious.
Develop this.
Episode title.
Develop this.
All right.
I don't know if that's enough without that tone. I don't know. But it's good though. It's good.
It is. It's good.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, I got a hype chest. All right.
Oh, D&D.
I am going to.
Yeah, considering what happened at the end of the last episode, I do think that the Fairless is just kind of standing there looking perturbed
Wait,
at everything.
what happened? No, we ended on a very cliffhangery note last week.
Yeah, so the idea of our poems being this idea of they're paradoxical and giving us clues about our character growth. And so, yeah, I think Fairless is just like, I don't like the idea that someone is telling me about how I'm supposed to change.
Maybe they're not telling you that you're supposed to change so much as they're telling you you have changed.
Excellent pivot, Katie.
Thank you.
But yeah,
Well, then,
I mean,
well,
I was just gonna say what Tallulah said. Like, I don't think it's necessarily they're telling us how we grow, but it's as we grow, we get new stuff.
well, does everybody feel that way about their poems? I would like to think that I have hope and that it is not hidden, but
Oh, hey, Tallulah, what's your words? What's your poem say on your armor?
Did it change?
The original poem that could have been Queen, who is not what she seems, but because she isn't, or I'm sorry, since she isn't, she is still there. There is a second poem that says, "The poet in chains, formed of her pain, falling friendly free."
But that came out of the darkness dreaming. That's in my book, right?
Actually,
If-
wondering if all of our poems are in there. We just haven't looked for them.
If they're all intertwined, that would make sense.
Rivula, you spent a while studying the darkness dreaming.
Yes.
And rather than roll for it, since you've already said it out loud, let's just say that you do recall spotting that in the book at some point.
Okay. But I have no idea what it would apply to. So
Not necessarily.
there's no
no.
reason for me to have that connect to anything.
Other than hearing it and being like, "Didn't I see that in the book?"
Yeah, the friendly voice in my head has informed me that you have a new moniker.
My new moniker. What is it?
You're the poet now.
Hmm. Oh,
The poet.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds familiar.
I'll take it. That's kind of nice. I like that. It's no trickster, but it'll do.
I'd like to think it's a better title, honestly.
I feel
Give
like
me it. And we're up in the
The
You're in the
anomaly.
anomaly.
Curly
You're
room,
in
so
the-
it's a safe place to pull out the book, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to flip through and I'm going to find that passage on page
Oh, that's right.
145, apparently,
Yep.
and show them that.
It
Does this feel relevant?
context clues around it. What else is going on in this section?
Yeah.
all right. So this is going to be a fun thing.
Okay.
That was an evil DM.
It was,
laugh.
and I'm really excited.
Mhm.
It was just diabolical.
What's around the poem? It seems like more nonsense. Like we mentioned before, that a lot of this book seems like nonsense.
Mhm.
But at the end of the last session, Whitaker did mention that there's some sort of magical encryption on this that obfuscates true meaning, that can be broken, but he's not exactly sure how. He's been working on trying to unencrypt parts of it.
Mhm.
But it does seem like what's around it seems like nonsense.
This is
currently.
gonna seem
This-
weird, but it's
this is
my
gonna-
gimmick. Detect thoughts on the book.
Actually, can
On
you
my
cast
book?
that?
I don't know. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking.
Here,
Actually, I don't
magic
think you
doesn't.
can.
I think
Yeah.
it won't work if it's an object, but
No,
if there
it's
is a
less-
No,
mind,
it's
it
the
would.
anomaly. The anomaly itself.
Oh, that's right, the
prevents magic
anomaly's in
from,
here, never mind.
Activating right now.
Yeah.
Is the encryption something that looks crackable?
It's probably crackable, but it's the kind of thing where you'd need to sit with this and like work on it for probably days, which is what Benjamin has. Benjamin spent most of last night. In fact, he looks quite tired. He spent most of last night working on trying to unencrypt the very few parts that he was able to, which is where he learned about character development and so on.
Okay.
What is it? I mean,
And
it's
it looks encrypted to all of us?
To all of you, yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna poke the page.
It pokes back. No, it's a book.
All right.
Seems like it's just a book.
Seems like it's a book. If you can trust that sort of thing.
So this might not do anything, but there is one kind of magic that does still work here. And I'm going to heft my hammer and flip it on over to the business end where actually the writing's on the side. The writing's not on the face, right?
Yeah.
No, it is on the business end. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, that's
when
right.
yeah.
I'm hitting people with words. So flip it over to the business end and hold it out and say, put the book on the words. It might not do anything. It's just a hunch.
Make them kiss.
I mean, metaphorically, sure, but if they actually do start smooching, I would not be surprised at this point, really.
Do you do it to yours or do you do it to mine?
No, I mean, just put the book on the hammer where the words are.
I don't know who has the book.
I guess if I'm holding
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
I'll do so.
It's placed onto it, and you guys wait a beat. Nothing seems to happen with it.
I think maybe this is just a
Does-
thing that's changed, and we'll find out more
Does it-
later.
Does it seem to match any other sort of encryption we've encountered before?
I don't think you as players, characters, have encountered any other kinds of encryption before, so I'm going to say no.
Wait a
We
minute.
didn't do a cipher yet?
If I
Okay.
was doing a book that was going to be published, and there was a whole bunch of shite all around it that didn't need to be there, then I would just edit it out, right?
Is that something? Is that something we want to do right now, or maybe it's just we're not at that
It's just
part of
something
the
to keep
narrative
in
story?
mind. Just something to keep in mind as we're going forward. I mean, there's narrative, but what if there's also an editor's magic?
Editing magic. Terrifying. I mean, editors are magic. Pay your
Editors are magic. Editors are magic. Pay your editors.
It's also possible that this is here specifically to confuse. We know that they were trying to keep this information very, very secret. And what better way to do it than to hide it in between something that looks like I'm not saying that we shouldn't look into this. It's very possible that there is actual information there, but it's also possible that this is just meant to confuse, meant to distract.
Are there other passages in the book that are encrypted versus unencrypted? If I just sort of flip through.
It's an odd thing because it seems clear now that you've had it been told to you and you're looking for it that this was in fact written in such a way as to both waste time and confuse the reader. But but this is the problem. In order to do that, it has to grab your attention. So every once in a while, you do come across something that looks like it might actually be useful, but just a fragment of it. And then it
Such a
doesn't go
dick
anywhere.
book.
Is there anything that feels common to each of those sections?
No, it doesn't. It seems like it's possible. And thinking about it in these terms, it seems like until it has been until an encryption key has been generated that can be used to literally translate this thing, it's going to be very difficult to extract useful information out of it.
So like we're looking at like the numbers from Severance where like you go, oh, it's vibes on this and oh wait, no, you all have it. Never mind.
Yeah, sorry, I'm lame. I haven't.
It's not a big spoiler or anything. But yeah.
You hit me with enough context for me to go, yes, that I think that's what.
Yeah, they have to sort through these numbers, and the way they sort through them is just on vibes. Like they find numbers, and some numbers are scary, and others are not.
Okay.
And there's no reason why that we know of. That's like episode 1 stuff.
That's neat. Okay.
Yeah, it's for those not watching Severance, it's real good. Okay.
You said
go ahead.
The book is written, like the whole thing is in like the whole thing is a poem. It's readable as far as like it's in a language, and the whole thing is the whole thing in the same type of meter as our the poet in chains formed in her chains falling friendly free, or is it more free flowing and then every once in a while things get more haiku-ish?
It is not fully in the form of your poems. It seems like it dips in and out of various styles and meter, and it's all over the place really in its current form.
Okay. So the other thing about our poems is that the first line tends to be almost all in capitals, as it's the title of who we are.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this will take, or if this is just something to ask, and if it's going to take I guess Ferris will say, if this is going to take too long, we can just let it drop. Is it worth just scanning through for something that looks like our poems, that has the
In
first
that format?
line? Yeah, first line,
Capitalization.
everything all
All of your
capitals.
you can for sure, not just that, but Benjamin actually speaks up and says, actually, yes, I have found all of the ones that you told me last time we talked. They're all in this book, yes. Although
Have
they
you
don't seem to connect to anything. They're just independent, like little sections.
But are there any that are encrypted that are in the same format?
or have you found any others?
Of that seems similar. There was
Same format, but not ones that we gave you.
the terror at rest, dreaming in darkness, ending in everything.
Yes. Dreaming in
That's
darkness. What was that last line?
isn't that Nightmare Dennis?
Ending
Is
in
that what we called
everything.
him?
In everything. I think you're right.
Dennis,
I would have to...
Nightmare Dennis. I'm sorry, wrong accent. God, which character? Okay, Nightmare Dennis.
That's the only one that stuck out to me as being somewhat similar, but there might have been others and I just didn't know to look for them.
Well, if that one stuck out, then any others, I think it's a good idea to keep an eye out for them, but if that's the only one that stuck out, there's a good chance that's the only other one that's in that same format.
Okay. If you've learned of any other ones, I could possibly use the information, but other than that.
I wonder if it's too much of an imposition to ask also, like, as you're looking through the book, because we're not always in communication if we should find another one, but like if you're looking through and you notice that another poem happens to become clear enough to read, maybe you could let us know and we might be able to corroborate that information with something that might have just happened to us.
Okay.
Actually, there is another one that we've just become aware of, and if you haven't seen it, that makes me wonder. Have you heard of The Light That Never Shines?
Wait, that does seem familiar. Hold on. I didn't know that. So that's referring to oh, okay. Yeah, that's referring to a person. I thought.
Is it in the book and in that same format?
Yeah, it's right here. The light that never shines, in a dark world dies, trying, tragic teacher.
We just learned about that one literally yesterday.
Oh, so shit.
Yeah.
Welcome
That means
aboard.
that means there's probably a whole lot more of these that I need to try and track down.
Maybe, or maybe there's not, or maybe they only appear when we find out about. Who knows how this
Oh, the
narrative
narrative magic. Yes. That
Mm-hmm.
makes you think they only appear once. Oh, that is an insight that I hadn't considered. That's why I'm not able to that so makes sense.
Fearless takes a moment
Follow,
and has-
follow that last thought a little further.
I'm having
If
trouble unencrypting some of the I was working on the latter parts of the book. I should start at the beginning and work forwards.
If this is narrative magic, and we've already discovered that it's trying to push us towards character development. Stuff is not going to reveal itself until it's narratively appropriate for it. Remember the On Rails book?
I'm sorry, what?
Right.
How much nonfiction have you all read versus fiction?
Well, I've read a fair bit of both.
Philosophy falls somewhere between and inclusive of both.
I like a good biography.
Let me put it another way. How much actual fantasy have any of you read? Flat
Lots.
out, not actual, real, just fantastical narrative.
I've read a few in my time.
Bit?
I
I've read some.
feel
Yeah.
like I could say more, but I don't want to oversell my
Mm.
literary pursuits.
No, that's fine. I just figured when you're making stuff up as you go along, things happen when they need to happen.
That's
And
fair.
if you've got someone writing the story, things happen when they need to happen. And she'll look back over at Whitaker and say, don't stay up all night trying to figure things out. You might not be able, no one might be able to figure anything out until, and she looks
Conditions
at
have
the,
been met.
yeah, until she looks at the head of her hammer and goes, until somebody decides that it's narratively appropriate.
Carlos, you have an extremely good passive insight here.
It's pretty darn good.
When you mentioned reality on rails, he's spaced out and he's still sort of like recovering.
Okay. Haven't we noticed that happens? That's
Yeah.
happened before? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Has he come back in time to hear the?
Yeah, he's like kind of like it's like like it messed with him in a way that was hard. It's hard to describe other than that like he blanked and then
He
he's like,
became disjointed from reality for a moment.
He stood up too fast and
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
has to kind of
Mhm.
sorry, could you repeat that last part? I was far away.
Don't drive yourself into the ground trying to figure things out in this book. It is very possible things will not become clear until whatever magic is controlling it deems it ready. It may be literally impossible for it to be uncovered until that point.
and literarily impossible.
You can't
Well, I do
ruin a
like a
good story by skipping to the end.
That's fair, but I do love trying.
Oh, it's
Unless
always a
it's
good idea to try
choose
to
your
read
own
the last
adventure,
chapter.
In which case, you can
Right,
watch
you
the
grab
thing, and if you
you
don't
like
it,
you
go
like
back.
yeah, you keep your
You
finger
hold the
in there.
page.
Right, yeah.
It's always
Yeah,
a
I've
good
done that,
idea
yes.
to read the last page of a book first. That way, if you die before you finish the book, you know how it ends.
I would like to think I'm writing my own book, which is why this whole thing unsettles me in ways that I still cannot adequately describe, but
You're not
we will
you're not
continue
comfortable
on.
with putting trust in others, are you?
It's less about trust in others and more at this point about a being creature magic that seems to feel like it is directing our actions. This feels less like trust and more like
Why do you
someone
think it's
writing our future.
But why do you think it is determining our reactions to things instead of just noting what our reactions are?
Well, if it's given us narrative development to follow, that seems a little more directive than suggestive or prescriptive. It's one thing to be noting things down. It's another thing to be saying, now, rush along in this direction, or else the narrative isn't going to finish. Also, the idea of it being a narrative means that somebody is writing it, directing it, narrating it. And just like you said, if they're writing it, they have an ending in mind. I have my own endings in mind. I assume all of you do.
Never really thought about the end much.
You mean you didn't read the last page of your own book?
I haven't gotten my own book yet! Thanks for
it
rubbing
wouldn't
it
have
in,
helped.
Sequa.
We looked at the end of my book and it was blank, which makes me feel at least a little better. But you know what I'm saying. I want to
Okay.
write the end of my own book.
I have the inclination also that the ends of your books come at the ends of you.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd rather not see the end of my book.
We all will at some point. I just want to be the author of that and not someone or something else. That's all.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm going to continue to work on this, and on the off chance that it is unencryptable as I go along, rather than, or maybe perhaps as you go along, more will become available to me. It certainly felt like I was figuring it out myself, but I'm starting to think that maybe I wasn't.
it might be a little bit of both. It might be it is impossible to unencrypt it until certain conditions are met. And then at that point, it takes someone like you to put in the work to unencrypt it.
Well, I guess I'll find out.
All I'm saying is don't lose sleep over it.
You see the bags.
That's why she's saying it, yeah.
I'll do my best.
I find the phrase "I'll take that into consideration" helps.
I'll do my best.
All right. So then, anything else we need to talk about in this not at all unsettling room?
I think that was it, wasn't it?
I think that was the main thing, unless there's anything else we want to talk about.
There is one thing I actually need to bring up: an on-screen celebration.
Whoa.
Ah!
Whoa.
Okay, thank you.
Whoa.
I love that one. I'm not gonna lie.
It actually took me a moment to be like, what? Fairlos was very confused.
So I want
Meredith
to
Magic
institute.
took hold of all of us.
I want to
Really?
institute a new rule on the ship, and obviously anything has to go through the entirety of the ship. I think we need a 10-second dance party rule.
I do
For,
those all the time anyway.
When things really hit the fan, someone can yell out 10-second dance party, and we all have to dance for just a few seconds.
Certainly a thought.
No, not
take it under
feeling the
advisement.
10-second dance party.
you know, when things hit the fan and I'm dodging, you can take that as me dancing. How about that?
That tracks. I can deal with that.
You'll
don't,
see that Fairless is going to look back over at Whitaker and say that there's probably a few other things that we should talk about, just us amongst the crew before we take off.
You'd like me to leave?
I don't know if you want to stick around for any of this or not. People have been trying to be careful about learning too much.
I've got a lot to unpack right now, so I'm gonna go do that, I think, and also have to teach all of my classes today.
That's
All
fair.
right.
This poor man.
Yeah. We appreciate all of your help, Professor.
Of course, of course.
Thank you, Professor.
Good luck on whatever your next adventure is.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
He quickly leaves.
Mm-hmm. Once he leaves and closes the door, unless there's anything else that we need to do, it sounds like we're heading back to the boat and figuring out where we need. Heading out towards helping Tallulah's family, friends.
People.
Oh.
Do we want to continue to keep Kara in the dock, or do we want to start telling him what's going on?
I don't see any reason to keep him in the dark, honestly, if he's got a book too. I think he needs to know, if he's got a book, what he's fallen into. I don't know that we need to tell him everything about everyone, but I think it's important that we tell him that these are part of something that's happening. Here's the general idea of what's happening, and we leave everything about Rivulet not waking up out of the conversation.
And if it helps, since we've now scryed on my, we weren't scrying on my book, but we were scrying on the place where my book was.
Mhm.
We can use that as the example to point to. And we know that he saw some of the other books. So, but I agree. He needs to understand what we're going after.
He deserves to. I mean, technically he's in the same boat we are, but he doesn't
Literally.
have the luxury of knowledge.
I'm glad somebody else picked up on that.
Ha!
Yeah. Tallulah?
Ha!
Tallulah, what's your insight? What's your passive insight?
Let me see. I think it's 16, but I'm not sure. It is a... No, that's perception. Insight is 14.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you picked this up because it's not that she's lying. She's trying to hide something off of her face at the moment, and her deception is a -1.
Oh.
Yeah, my charisma is not amazing.
It's not great. Your charisma is my strength.
Yeah, my charisma is
Some...
in this moment, as you are talking about he deserves to know, he deserves to be informed, as you're saying all of the things that she was saying yesterday,
Yep.
Fairlos is trying really hard. Like, as hard as you've ever seen her try anything to look neutral
Yeah.
and not along.
Jesus.
And you get the sense that she's trying to almost extend an olive branch instead of turning to you and saying, I told you so.
Mhm.
Like, she is that close. She's like inches away.
I'm trying to decide.
As you literally say everything that she said the other day.
I think I'm gonna try to keep it as an inside joke. And so after Tallulah finishes, she's just gonna kind of casually point over towards Furlos and just go, see? Character growth.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that we agree. Would you like to be the person to let him know?
I can, or anybody else, it's fine. I'll
I can tell him the next time we get together and do wizard stuff.
Alright, that works then. Oh.
Was there anything else we needed to do before we get on the boat and start going?
I don't think so.
I need to run to the
We-
library really quick.
We got, but aside from that, we got supplies and stuff. We're good.
I'm
on
going to
all that.
remind you of something that you guys might be forgetting. Now, I'm not saying there's any benefit to doing this, but I know you guys wanted to.
Go to
You
the
wanted to
shooting
speak
class.
to you wanted to speak to Roland.
Oh,
Right.
right. Yeah.
We want to speak. I trust y'all. Why did we want to speak to Roland?
Because
I
he
forgot.
wrote the book.
He
wrote
a
one of the
book
books that you picked up.
Roland Gearsmith.
Oh, yeah.
He did it. He was one of. It was one of the books on simulation theory, right?
Yeah.
It was actually I have it right here. Brief History, Old Universe, New World.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
One
A
that
book that
discusses
discusses the possible paradox of a universe that is apparently infinite in age and size, but a world that is at most 40,000 years old.
Okay.
That's fine. Oh, my nose. I'm gonna sneeze.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's
Do it.
That's an
Do it.
aside that you guys may or may not want to go into, but I didn't want you guys to like leave before getting it and be like, "Oh man, we forgot."
Yeah, we
again."
might as well
Yeah.
because for all we know, the school will not be here when we come back.
Yeah.
With our luck
Yeah.
and the way that these games,
The way the world is going.
I mean, we're also gonna be gone for a while, so but you know, if we want to, here's Fairlos being hopeful. We're just gonna be gone for a while. That's all. That's all.
I just want to snuggle Furlos and protect her from the world.
Fearless just wants to hit everything with a
I
hammer that
know.
wants to destroy the world. So you're gonna have a hard time like holding onto her leg as she goes forward. trying to hit
She's
things.
like the angry orange cat.
Just grab her
Oh,
by
look.
the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
And then she'll drag you forward as you're
Mhm.
trying to
Because she's
grab her
way
by-
stronger than we are.
Yeah. All right.
Where
so
would we? Yeah, Roland. Where would? Oh yes, thanks for reminding us, everybody.
And Roland teaches what again?
History. Give me
So where would
one moment. I'm just gonna put you in the classroom where he's at.
I was about to say we know where he is right now, and
Yeah, he's in his actually he's currently teaching a class, which you would have to interrupt in order to speak with him. You could wait until it's over. That'll be about 45 minutes. Yeah, let's just if you're gonna
Or-
do that, we can just move ahead. But otherwise,
Tallulah wanted to go to the library. Is
Gotcha,
what you
okay.
wanted to do going to take less than 45 minutes?
Oh yeah. It'll take maybe 2 minutes. She's just
All right.
going to get a copy of a piece of work.
Library, Roland, GTFO.
Sounds good. Maybe a snack in between there. We could go to the kitchen. Get a little.
Does Esequa need to start preparing for her theatrical debut at all?
that's supposed to be in the future at some point.
Yeah, Esequa has literally is literally not thinking about it because that is not what blade singing is to her. So she's just trying to avoid thinking about it until it becomes absolutely necessary.
I
I'm gonna
love
try
it.
and tackle
You're-
Hamlet in like a week.
Yeah.
Well, you were told in like at least maybe a month or less that maybe a month and a half. It was very nebulous when dude's gonna come by. It's gonna be when he's available to do so, and he's worked out the licensing agreements for the thing he's working on.
Yep.
Not
Esequa
that I'm
will have
saying
that
this from experience
personal.
or anything, but you might want like several weeks on that at least, because
Legit.
for at least 2 or 3 of them, you will lose your mind.
Mhm. No, Esequa is
No brain
literally
should hold
just
that much existentialism at once. Shouldn't
legit.
happen.
That's one that she's like she knows that existential crisis is coming and she's like holding it back with like several spells and several books, and she just like we'll get to that maybe in game weeks.
You're having
mean-
an existential crisis about the looming existential crisis.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, go ahead.
Esequa has the narrator in her head, so she has a current existential crisis to help Boyo against that existential crisis, right? Like
love
only
that you
one
just-
can happen at a time.
You just
Competing
almost called her Exequa.
Yes. Esequa.
Like, just yeah, that's delightful.
But yeah, I mean, since the bard is still alive, they've got to go to him. They've got to get licensing for any kind of he's going to get royalty payments, hopefully. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be done before they create this first movie that they're going to do.
Yeah, you've got months. You've got months.
Yeah, it's fine.
And we kind of have to save the world first.
Yeah.
You know, the little things like that. Library?
Sounds like a plan.
You said it was going to be real short, so I probably won't move you. But what do you
Yeah.
need to do?
I'm just going and writing down a copy of a work, and it will come
Actually,
up later.
I am going to move you because these maps are so cool.
Oh.
What's the I have 7 library maps.
My gosh.
Oh, jeez.
What part of the library did you want to visit?
Um,
Well, what's the topic? That's a better question. What's the topic you're
Poetry.
looking for? Poetry. Let's put you into.
While you're moving us, I just have the mental image of Soren going to the bard and saying, "I will let you license this for free as long as you make fun of Marlowe repeatedly during the production."
Pulling
can
up
you
my
just-
Shakespearean insult generator.
Exactly.
yes.
Which I definitely don't have ready to go on my phone.
All right, moving you to the.
Oh, that
library
is
map,
cool.
that
Ooh, we love an
has-
orrery.
humanities and such are. There's a section of this library that would have the poetry you were looking for.
I said orrery, Zoom. Spell it correctly.
Was it trying to
Poetries
be
are
like
awesome.
Aurora or something?
It just said aura.
Or yeah, okay, yeah, that makes
Okay.
some sense.
Like that's literally all I needed to do.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to show off the map. Then
It's
Okay,
really
it's fine.
pretty.
What's the book?
What was it? Yeah, what are you actually going here for though?
I copied down a Shakespearean sonnet.
Specific one
Yes, a specific one.
that you would perhaps like to tell the audience?
It
and your
might come
DM?
up later. If it does, I will. I don't want anybody looking it up ahead of time. It's a secret.
Can you tell me?
Secret sonnet.
So I'm prepared for it.
Secret
Nope.
sonnet. Secret sonnet.
Secret sonnet.
You can
Huh?
send it to Sim in,
I'll send
in a
it to
private
you.
text
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Sim needs to know. He's the narrator.
I'm the editor. No, that's
I,
fine.
d- I doubt very highly that I wouldn't be able to adapt on the fly, but
Oh
I like
no, you'll know this one. You'll
I
understand.
like having a little bit of lead time if I can.
Yeah.
All right,
That's only,
I
that's
only
only
know
fair.
2 sonnets by heart.
So after that,
Which
you'd like to
ones?
go speak. Yeah.
Oh, 116 because it's the one in the Sense and Sensibility movie, and then the one that Catherine Tate tells to David Tennant in the Lauren Cooper skit.
Sonnet 130.
Yeah.
130. Okay.
Is that my mistress? No.
Yep.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
mistress has nothing like the sun
Yep.
cold or far more red than hers.
I love
I
that.
love it. I love it.
If you want to see something really cool, you should watch the Shakespeare workshop that they teach. The head of the RSC teaches that particular sonnet
Nice.
in a workshop, and it's so cool. I love
It's my
that one.
favorite.
So on your way
It's so
out of
good.
the library,
Mhm.
Oh.
the class has finished, and you happen to catch Mr. Gearsmith
Hey.
coming in on a different
Whoa.
level.
Professor. Oh, I
I'm gonna
should.
go grab his
This
token real
fun
quick.
map. These maps are so cool.
They
This is
are.
beautiful. Wow. That's gorgeous.
Grab him, move him over to
I
here.
want to go to this library.
Right?
Right?
I wanna
It's so
just
I'll
live in this
actually
library.
before we probably just for both the audience's sake and you before you guys leave, I'm going to show you all the other maps too because they're all
Library.
Yeah.
because
I
you've
mean,
been you've been here, like you
Yeah.
know what it looks like as characters. So, but yeah, you catch Roland Gearsmith happens to be coming into the library on your way out. So if you'd like to speak with him, now would be the time.
Professor.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Not the voice I was expecting. Okay.
He's used that voice before. You've actually heard him speak before.
It's
Yeah,
been a minute since we've talked to him.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That completely left my head. Professor, if you have a moment, we were hoping to speak with you.
Yeah, no problem. What you want?
There's a book that you wrote a while back, and we've come across it, and we have some interest in the topic. We were wondering if you might be able to help us understand this a little more.
I only wrote one book, and I think it only sold like 50 copies. So,
Well, then you know the topic.
is it the one I wrote about the juxtaposition between the age of the universe and the age of the planet?
That is, in fact, exactly what it is.
we actually have the book on us, right? Or one of
We
us
do.
has the book.
Someone does.
Yeah.
It can be produced regardless.
Yeah,
We
for-
gave it to file away, I think. With the-
Not that one. I think you guys are still
Did we
carrying
keep
the.
that?
The only one you gave to file away was the Darkness Dreaming. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Let
brief
me-
history.
I'm looking. No,
Yeah.
Benjamin took Brief History, Old Universe, New World, The Basilisk, Reality Simulated, On Dreams, and Darkness
Oh,
Dreaming.
so he took them all.
No, everything but On Rails. He couldn't.
Right,
one
because
can.
no
He
one
had
Doesn't
a
look like
perception
any-
filter on Rails. but-
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Yeah, on on Rails he couldn't because nobody can.
right.
Okay, never mind. Then I will not produce it from a pocket.
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah,
Um,
what was it you wanted to talk about?
why don't one of the smart people in the group pick it up from here?
I think. Hey, listen.
Look, I'm clever. I have my skill sets, but
And then, like
understanding
he's
stuff like
struggling for a
this.
second. He's like, Dominique.
Uh, Tallulah.
Okay, Tallulah.
Eh.
Listen, don't sell yourself short. You're one of the smarter students at this school. I
Oh.
promise you.
Thank you. This is one of those areas where I'm not an expert, and I appreciate that. So I'm hoping
Say,
someone.
yep, understanding your expertise. I totally get that. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Rivulet,
Yes.
can you explain our area of query?
What where specifically right did we have?
All I ever heard from you guys is you just wanted. I mean, you found a book written by one of your teachers and wanted to talk
What
to
do
the
you-
teacher. That's all I've got.
The,
on you guys.
what was the name of that saint? It began with a B.
Hang
Bernard.
on. So Saint Reality Simulated was by Augustine, the saint of the cult of the dream. Is that who
Yep.
you're
That
thinking
was
of?
it.
Saint Augustine.
That's it. Yes.
But
Did you ever hear anything about a Saint Augustine while you were researching this book?
Right, Saint Augustine. Saint Augustine. Well, I mean, I wrote that book a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that I'd have some opinions about the content contained within. Saint Augustine, though, there's a dragonborn feller came through here. I don't know. It might have been 400 years. I don't know, a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's not the amount of time I was expecting.
I'm not really sure. It was definitely a while back. Could have been 100. Time is weird for me.
Sure.
After you live for about 1,000 years, everything just sort of blends together. Which actually makes it very easy to acquire and access information about history that you want to think, because it's like it just happened yesterday.
Sure.
For me.
Sure.
Anyway. But yeah, I remember there was a dragonborn came through here for a while back. He picked up some followers. He had some followers of his own at the time. He picked up some new people, and then they just fucked off. I don't know where they went after that.
And that dragonborn was claiming to be Saint Augustine?
Well, yeah, that was the name, Saint
Right,
Augustine,
right,
or
okay.
Saint Augustine. They had some long ass weird thing they
Don't
called
they
him.
always?
Yeah.
All right, so if that's the case there, what was it we wanted to ask about?
I will say there was an unusual thing about him. Despite the fact that he wasn't a red or gold dragonborn, he still breathed fire. He did it in one of the taverns to get people's attention.
What color were his scales?
See, that I don't remember.
Oh,
I remember
Probably-
that stuck out
Probably
to me.
brass.
It stuck out to me that he wasn't a color that made sense for fire, but he
Yeah.
still breathed fire.
interesting.
Going back to your book,
Hmm?
one of the questions that I had, I actually was kind of wondering, what was the thing that set you off on researching the topic to begin with?
Well, this was back before the Kasari Empire fell. And Kasari Empire is around, I mean, they have a well-documented history out going back to about 25, 30,000 years or so, about thereabouts. And then before that, obviously there was a bunch of war and conflict and all these other things. And it's really hard to keep track of dates that go back further than 30,000 years. Oh gosh, this is so complicated. I'm a history teacher, not an astronomy teacher.
Mm-hmm.
The sun used to be different, and it used to be able to, like, if you needed to know about something that happened 35,000 years ago, you'd look and see when eclipses were, and then you could kind of predict, like, the eclipses were one of the few things that we could nail down exact dates to, because the dates were moving around and calendars were different. It's a whole fucking thing. Anyway, but yeah, so I mean, I've only got history going back to, what were you asking me?
What was the impetus for writing this book? What was
Right,
the thing
right,
that
right,
made
right.
you
Sorry.
curious about the topic?
Okay, so the thing is, if our earliest recorded anything goes back to, as I said, about 35,000 years of civilization. And then for sure there was some time before that, but not very much. The geology of the planet, I'm to understand from people who have more expertise on this than I do, goes back billions of years, technically. But it seems likely that it just magically sprang into place like 40,000 years ago, which doesn't follow any of the rules of physics as I'm to understand them. And the universe has been around for a very, 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 very long time. So what happened you know what I mean? What happened 40,000 years ago to allow this planet to just poof into existence? That's
you-
a question worth answering, I thought. That's why I wrote the book.
Did you have theories?
Well, not any that didn't involve the divine, which doesn't really strike me as possible. Because if that's true, like who creates a world and then gets trapped and done away with afterwards, right?
You said that you wrote this book a while ago, and that now you might have some different ideas. What's your ideas now?
I'd have to look. I mean, like I said, it's been a long time since I even looked at that book. I mean, I know I wrote it, but it's the finer details that things tend to get smoothed out over a long period of time.
I completely understand. Everything I've ever written, I never look at again.
Yep. No. Yeah. Plus, it only sold 50 copies, so I was just trying to forget about it. I think maybe a little
That's
bit there.
pretty good, honestly. I thought
Professor,
it was interesting.
what are this may be a difficult question to answer, but what are your core operating theories or philosophies of the universe, how it works, the divine, how it works? Are there fundamental core truths that you believe in terms of how those things work?
Well, as you know, the current bevy of gods were instituted through a reality television show towards the end of the Kasari Empire after they imprisoned all the other gods.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of faith in the divine so much as I have faith in the belief of people. I think people's belief is the thing that drives creation. But of course, that runs against the idea of the creation of the world. That doesn't allow you to extend, like, if belief creates everything, then what created the things that believe in the first place? So I'm stuck there. I don't have that's the wrinkle that I have never been able to unwrinkle.
It's like a bit of a chicken or the egg situation.
Sure, yeah.
Because what
What comes first, the belief or the believer?
Exactly. That's an interesting question. Oh, Rivulet, we're gonna have to
title right there.
We're gonna have to mull over this one.
And now I understand where your impetus to write the book came from.
I think there has to be it has to be the believer, because you cannot have the belief without the believer. And I understand the core philosophy of it, but if you don't have a mind to imagine the thing, if you don't have a consciousness in existence first, there's no way to have belief.
Exactly.
But
think-
that
can't
falls
exist in
into.
a
But
You wanna
then
know,
again, you're
I have
falling
no-
into sort of the if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to remark upon it, does it actually happen? Yes,
Can
it
I
actually
offer-
happens. It just
I'm gonna tell
happens
you-
unobserved.
I'm gonna tell you what I have a theory is completely unsupported by any evidence or, this is just what I believe. I think the world was created by believers who were introduced to the universe after the universe had already existed as a sort of setting. And they were just thrust into it, and they created the universe through their own beliefs.
So the characters are writing their own novels.
Something like that, yeah.
Right. I don't know. What do you think of that, Farlos?
I'm reminded of a fun book I read a while ago that had a quote about God once saying, "I refuse to prove that I exist, for proof denies faith, and without faith I am nothing." And man saying, "But look at all of these things that prove you exist, and since these prove you exist, therefore you don't." And that causes God to vanish in a puff of logic. And thus man killed God.
Actually, from that story, it sounds like God killed himself.
And thus is the irony of the whole situation.
Yeah.
So then, this is all sorts of fun thought experiments coming forth from this.
I'm not a philosopher. Look, I don't know. We're talking about expertise before. I ain't the philosopher of the school for a reason. I just
Fair.
have a thing that I think is possible based off of just my knowledge of history.
I
Yeah.
like the theory. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I
sharing.
haven't dived into it too much. Maybe I could spend the next 500 years becoming an expert on philosophy too, and then work on that, I guess.
I mean, if you're not doing anything else.
I mean, I am teaching as a history teacher.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to have a hobby, right?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. I'll talk to Mr. Whitaker to see about see if maybe I could start working on yeah, that's an idea. Of course, then I got to go get a license. I forgot about that, but
But I mean, that's a small, simple thing, really. If you've already gotten it before.
I don't want to have to deal with the Philosophers Guild.
Well, nobody does.
The paperwork alone is going to take me fucking forever to finish. It's a whole thing. That's another thing. I've steered away from philosophy so much because I didn't feel like being regulated. But yeah,
They are rather strict on that, aren't they?
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
When belief is so powerful, are you surprised?
well, I'm never surprised if there's a chance for an authority to be a bully and they take it.
Well, Professor, if you do end up writing that book and we are still around to be able to buy it, I will be the first person to buy your book.
I'll be the first person to steal a copy.
that is less good for me.
Look,
but I do,
if you want to read a book and can't afford it or have a moral okay, what character voice am I doing today? What, Katie? What did
Welcome
you
to my
infect us
world.
with? If you don't want to spend the money for whatever reason, go to the library and allow them to purchase it and support authors. And
Yeah,
that way you're still not paying for it. Let's
Okay.
just do a little bit of supporting creatives while
Yeah.
not, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
this is in fact a pretty good library. So yeah, I got absolutely.
It's pretty good. It is pretty good. All right, fine. I
And-
won't steal it. I'll be the first to check it out from a library, which
Make
is
sure to request it. Request a pre-order.
request
Those
a
are all
pre-order
wonderful
from the
things to do.
library of this book.
Ah, shit! What did I come in
Sorry,
here
as
for
an
in the
author, I
first
have
place?
to just like put that out there.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it.
What did I come in here for?
You
Sorry, I
finished
gotta-
teaching your class.
No, but I needed to pick up a book. It's fine. It's on a different level. I gotta, and I actually do. I have another class that's going to start pretty soon. So,
Thank you for your time.
Thanks,
and
Professor.
he is going to chat. We are going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to show you all of the library maps because I like them a lot.
Yay.
Start with
Library.
the entryway.
I mean,
It's a beach.
Oh, pretty.
Oh,
Very cool.
Whoa.
beautiful.
That's a
that-
library room?
Yeah, look.
There's
It's got
books
books
all
Books
over.
everywhere.
So that's
I don't
the
even see the books. Where are the books?
On the perimeter.
shelves.
Oh,
You can see it on the
wow.
edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
So you go from here to here. It's actually in this order. This is the second
Oh.
floor.
Yeah.
And then from here, you go to this part of the library.
The over
Very nice.
And then from there, you go to here. This is the fourth level.
Oh, hang on. I'm
Right, the
adjusting.
crabs.
Yeah.
Oh, so pretty. Hang on. Hold
The
on
little
for just a moment on
crabs.
this one. I want to.
Yeah, I was going to stop because we did. I was briefly going through the other two because we'd been there already. But
Yeah. That's beautiful.
all right. And then here is the study room.
Right, I remember this room.
I remember this.
Yeah,
one.
you've been there, I believe, during your like session 0 little mini game.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, pretty.
I think I was there for a good moment or two.
That table is
This-
gorgeous.
Is for cartography.
Ooh.
With a
By
dragon.
Shane
in the
Cool.
middle.
Peku.
I believe these are all Shane Peku maps. I'd have
Nah,
to
you
double
said
check.
for cartography, and I'm just so
Oh.
used to hearing cartography by Shane Peku.
Nice.
And then finally, the bottom layer of the library, which is
The void.
is a
The
thing.
Void.
The Sarlacc pit of
The
books,
book hole.
apparently.
The book hole.
You talk about going into a book hole when you're reading.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. This is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
This is in fact the book hole.
Oh, right in the book hole.
And
Right in the book hole.
from here, I'm assuming you guys are going to want to go to the ship.
Yes.
Snacks and
Yes.
ship,
Okay.
which we don't have to roleplay the
Then-
snacks, but there will be snacks.
Yeah. What I was going to do is I was going to say we're going to go on break, and when we come back, we will be at
Cool.
the beach.
I love it.
So let's
sounds like a
come back
plan.
at 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Spectacular.
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We will see y'all in just a little bit, a little over 15 minutes. And until
15,
then,
yeah.
have fun. We'll be back.
Goodbye.
Maybe if I click the right button. There we go.
Glory to the book hole. Ahoy hoy, and welcome back to Players and Book. Small announcement, I'll probably say it at the end too. We will be going dark next week. We're just going to, everybody's just going to take a week off. I don't know for sure. Actually, we should have asked this while we were still on break, but it's not that big of a deal. The week after was going to be a bonus action. Do we just want to do a regular episode that week?
That sounds like a plan. We
Sure.
just had
Yeah.
a bonus action not too long
Yeah.
ago, so yeah, it's been a wild couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're off next week for happy reasons. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think when we come back, if everyone's okay with it, we just
That'd be the 30th in case anyone was
Yeah.
thinking about their scheduling. But yeah, all right. So the
Yeah.
30th we'll be back on with an actual regular episode instead of a bonus action. So
yeah.
Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by... Nope. I very rarely mess that up. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek46. I've been stumbling over my words a lot today. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pack Stream. Custom world map by Freckles Sketches. Logo by Luke McCay. And thank you again to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite.
Yeah.
Hey.
So all of you arrive at the beach and you watch as Kara is using sign language to communicate with what a shopkeeper that you guys have vaguely perhaps interacted with before.
Monsieur de la Fontaine?
No,
Oh.
a Triton fellow. I'll go
Oh,
put in his. I'm going to put his
Triton.
token up on the screen.
He's attractive.
I mean,
I'm
Oh,
excited.
yes, he is.
Since our
All of them
audience will
are.
now see the...
Hello, sir.
Do we have a token for him?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's up.
it's
It
up.
It's up.
It's showing right now.
Weird, it's
Did
not
it-
showing up. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
I can do it again. Okay.
Nope, it's working now. Oh, he is hot. There you go, audience.
And they are speaking back and forth in common sign language.
Very cool.
Nice.
And he sort of like sees you guys coming out of the corner of his eye, and he looks over, and he just looks over, and he's like at Jean Duchamp, and he comes over to speak with you. Oh, hi. Sorry, I get a little antsy. I was just having a conversation.
No reason
That's all
to.
good.
Yeah. No
Is-
reason to stop your conversation. Don't.
Yeah, is Kara still signing?
No, he's speaking with you guys now.
Right, but
If not, we'll sign
yeah, exactly.
to
Because
interpret.
exactly because if Kara stopped signing to talk to us, I
Oh,
would
he
like to
said
make sure-
goodbye. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But if you have a deaf person or deaf
You
people,
should still sign.
yeah, you should continue signing so that everyone
he's
has
got his-
access.
Yeah, right now he's got his back to Gene has already gone back to working on something in the back of the fishing shop where he's got a fairly large shark you can see on the map here
Oh,
yeah, I
that
saw that.
he was working on.
question.
Big
Go shock.
Can I
Yeah.
insight to kind of glean what their mood was as we were coming up?
Sure. Go ahead.
Let's see here. Nope, that's Twitch. I want roll 20. All right, insight. 15. Just a general vibe check.
sort of like excited to meet new friends, sort of
Aw,
vibes.
okay. Yay, that's sweet. So you made a friend,
Yes, Jean. Yeah.
Jean. What what's Jean's deal?
What? Jean's. Oh, he's he was telling me about all the fish that he's managed to pick up.
Oh, nice. That is a big one. That is a
It
very big
is.
one.
That's I was remarking on that. That's pretty an impressive
Yeah.
catch. He says he goes down and he doesn't use like a fishing rod. He just goes down and like he said he wrestled that shark until he had it and then he took it up himself.
He looks like he wrestles sharks.
No comment.
Positive.
Hey,
It's nice to get to practice my sign. I haven't had a good chance to do that since I was at the mountain homes.
You can practice with us.
all of us. No, we're happy to.
For real?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's one of those languages that always comes in handy. I find.
Yeah, my nephew speaks in sign, so I learned it so that we could talk. And it's not a huge like focus for this job I was previously doing. So
Right. Not so much. I think you'll find
helped
this.
when I was teaching. It helped when I was teaching.
Oh, I
I'll tell you
bet.
that.
Did you ever? I'm curious. Did you ever had kids that sat in the back of the room, signing to each other?
Yeah, and they thought I didn't know it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying I was that kid, but I was that kid. I thought I was so clever.
Well,
I still do.
Do you need do you guys need me to do anything?
I think we got everything we needed.
Real
Okay.
quick, Lauren, out of character. Did we actually get the supplies that we need to bring?
You
to-
haven't gotten
Oh.
any food yet.
I thought we did. I'm sorry.
I thought
But-
I couldn't remember.
That is not a you guys want to load up on 10 tons of grain into your cargo hold.
Yeah.
That's 45 gold and a conversation that's going to last like 20 minutes at most.
Done.
Cool.
Probably less.
I'll pay
Yeah.
the,
If you just
the
wanna-
gold.
If you guys want to just handle that, you can say you've handled
Yeah.
it before. Well, you've got to sail your ship over and do it, but you guys can do that
Yeah.
when you leave.
Okay, so
Okay.
you said it was 20, how much?
45
45.
gold.
25?
45
45,
45.
thank you.
with 4.
You sure it wasn't 20?
I've got 180, so I can...
I've got 245.
Yeah.
Because I have dad's money.
Ooh.
I mean, he ain't dad anymore, so...
Oh, he
I
can
have
still
not
be
that
daddy.
much.
He's offered to pay you, what was it, 2,000 gold for a load of cargo? So
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't know why I have this much gold. But anyway, if you want to cover it this time, that's fine. I bought all the supplies for the
I have
10-foot pole.
I have a certain emotional connection to this one.
Certain je ne sais quoi.
A certain je ne sais quoi.
So now that we have above board answer to that question, when Kara asks, I'll say, we're pretty much done. We just need to swing on by and load up on the food supplies that we're going to grab before we head out to
okay.
where we are delivering it to.
Right. Yes. We're gonna get to run a blockade. That sounds so much fun.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
I-
kind
I
of
hope
the
it's
best thing I've
more-
ever done.
Let's hope it's more fun than danger. Let's keep an optimistic attitude, sure. But
How about a
I'm
healthy
gonna-
dose of both?
a healthy dose of caution?
Also
Um,
worth, yeah.
Yeah, caution would be good. I'm gonna go start to get the ship ready to disembark. I think some of you were gonna also fill Kara in on a few more details about our journey. And she's gonna give the rest of you like very meaningful, like talk looks. Like
We should-
I don't want to be the talker anymore.
I mean, yeah, I said I was gonna do it.
if you want to be as quiet and secure as possible, maybe we have that conversation once we're
On
underway.
ship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You and I have to talk anyway about wizard stuff.
It's true.
It sounds
So,
like a plan.
I'll
Did
fill
you
you
make
in
any
on the way.
progress? Did you make any progress last night on the pantry spell?
No, I slept so much.
Understandable.
Like a log.
You know, I figured since we're gonna be doing much sailing today, I could spend the time that I'm not needed as navigator to do the pantry spell.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Here he like reaches into his own pocket thing and pulls out a salt and pepper shaker.
Ooh,
This is the material component.
thanks. And then I click them together.
Ding,
Ow,
ding.
ow, ow. Okay.
Out of curiosity, is it the actual salt and pepper shaker or is it the salt and the pepper?
No, it's a salt and pepper shaker.
Huh.
Okay, that's cool. Lauren was just very curious.
And what that's for which spell?
For the pantry spell that I'm going to be teaching. I mean, he's going to be teaching me. I'm going to be teaching? No.
Paradig's pocket pantry.
I love
Paradies
it.
Pocket Pantry. Phenomenal.
I'm adding that to our
Will say
list of
I said
statted up.
I said last week that it had a casting time and I gotta fix some of this, but last week that it was a 1 minute casting time and duration, concentration, blah blah blah. I made it 10 minutes because you obviously might need to use it for longer than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll read the description. You create a silvery portal large enough to reach your arm into. Inside this portal is a pocket dimension capable of holding up to 256 square feet or 2,000 pounds of edible plant or animal matter. This matter may only be inedible as long as it is able to be prepared into edible food. This dimension will not allow any food classified as meat to pass through the portal. The portal remains open as long as you concentrate on it, and you may open a portal to a new pocket dimension, but any previously stored material will be lost.
So it's a lacto-ovo
Yeah.
pantry.
Yeah.
Something along those lines,
Oval
yes.
lacto pantry.
Where it gets lost, like ends up in the
Just-
astral sea? Where does it go?
I have so
There's
many
a
questions.
meat dimension.
Yeah,
There's
like
a
that's
bacon planet.
right.
Oh my gosh.
The
Mm.
other added benefit is that means you can't put people into the hole.
I kind of figured
Right.
that was some of the yeah.
I
But
just, for
who makes
some
that- who
reason,
makes that
am-
determination of what is and is not
Isn't
food.
meat.
I need
yeah.
I need all of you to come on this horrific brain ride that I just went on.
Okay.
Astral
Oh, no.
Sea. Waiting in the Astral Sea. Food Sea. Meat Sea.
It's,
So it's just a crown of candy.
Yeah.
It is the
pretty much,
Meat
yeah.
Sea.
also, we need to remember if for some reason we are ever inside a bag of holding, do not open up the pantry.
Right. Don't
Right.
open the pocket pantry.
Don't open the pocket pantry.
Yeah. Leave the pantry in the pocket.
Yes.
All right.
The pantry in the pocket with the
Uh,
vessel with the pestle and the
A
root
sail on
and-
the Meat Sea.
Technically, this means you have an extra ton worth of ability to carry food.
Yeah.
Um,
Can
That's
I
true,
get
but you
more?
said how large is the opening?
about the size, I'd say enough to get like when I say to get your arm into, probably like up to your shoulder, sort of reaching, sort of deal.
But the
But
diameter.
for stocking
I mean.
it,
Yeah.
to stock it, if you have to only put in an armful of
Yeah.
stuff at a time, that's gonna
Or-
be a
It
I
could be
guess
difficult. You could
You could
pull-
also like. Do you also choose? You could. I feel like you could also choose to open it this way or this way, so
Yep.
that so that things can be poured into it or just like dropped into it. So
I think what might make more sense is fill up on our own stores in the pocket portal and like spices and stuff to
Mm.
salt and all of that, and then we'd use the hold for actual foodstuffs.
Yeah. You guys
Does
can carry
someone
about 10 tons.
want to
Of,
do a pocket pantry in their inventory, have like a pocket pantry
oh, that's nice.
tab.
yeah.
I'll do
It's gonna have
that.
to be. It's gonna have to be Ezekwa because it's the only one that can learn this spell.
Right. And I don't know the spell yet.
Yeah.
So
and it will take
like,
a little while. It's a third
Yeah.
level spell. That takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's basically gonna take me a good portion of this sailing day to transcribe it. So we don't like so Kara, can I ask you a question? You said you had enough stuff in your pocket
Mhm.
pantry to last us a while?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Just because I don't know it yet, and we can't fill up on our supplies if I don't know it yet to
Yeah.
make our
Don't
pocket
worry about that. I
pantry.
got it. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So we'll fill up on stuff that we need to take to Tallulah's people, and then on our way back, we can restock my pocket pantry.
I mean, I've got enough. I mean, I've got almost a whole ton of grain and rice and various other things in there. I could add to it if like it's an emergency sort of situation.
Yeah,
If
we're just
what we're carrying
overthinkers.
isn't enough. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Cool.
I like being extra cautious and extra planned. Is there anything in specific that you are missing or low on that would be good to grab now before we leave?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope. I think I'm good. I might be forgetting. I'm probably forgetting something, but I think I've got it.
And we'll deal with that when it comes. Honestly, as long as we can still continue to eat on the water, that's the most important thing. It doesn't need to be fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, we have water and we have, we have salt and we have plenty of grains of various types. So should be good.
Do you have citrus?
Oh, I feel
Oh,
a
yeah,
scurvy
get
coming on.
something you want to have.
Tallulah.
Let's see.
I do
Oh.
have I do have some various dried citrus flavorings, but nothing fresh.
Okay,
Do
because
we
I wanna make sure
have?
that it
I
lasts.
I'll
feel
make a
like I
mental
may
note.
I
have
will
a.
argue that Goodberry can
can be
cover your
citrus.
vitamin C needs. Yeah.
Yes.
I would hope so.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only question about Goodberry is does it give you the only question I've ever wondered about it, and I still haven't settled on, is does Goodberry give you sufficient water for the day? It says nutrition. I would be
I think yes. I think Goodberry is your, magic Pac-Man pill.
Yeah.
Um, 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 um.
haven't really
That's
made
all
a
nom, nom,
decision
nom,
on that
nom.
for my
It's
stuff,
what
but
you need.
Yeah. That's how I've ruled it, if only because like what's the good, like you
Right,
get
yeah,
water
but
and nutrition anyway, so
I feel like they're
The real
basically
question is-
MREs. They're just
the real question
Yeah.
druid
becomes like
MREs.
what use is it in the game? Like if you're playing a game, is it going to be fun to be like, no, you don't get water? That it might be, depends on the
Yeah.
game.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think there are certain settings and circumstances where that's a fun mechanical rationing thing to worry
Mhm.
about, but
Yeah.
I am not that player.
This does not fit. This does
I
not
think in
feel like
this-
that game.
yeah.
Right.
like we have create food and water, right? Somebody has
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
I can.
And I feel like magical desalination is something that would have been solved very quickly. Like you have
Yeah.
what are
Yeah.
the water purification straws that
Oh, I know what they're
Like-
called.
yeah, I feel like you have those, but the magical equivalent to desalinate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you guys have nothing else to do on the island,
No.
you can begin sailing.
Yeah.
Sail,
Let's
come sail
GTFO.
away.
Come sail away. Come sail away with me.
We'll sail around and go pick up food, and then we'll
Right. You got to get your I decided to give you guys about a space for about 10 tons of cargo, so you can carry about
Nice.
that much.
Yeah, we have a fairly large ship. I feel like we're on a skiff.
Yeah.
We're not on a skiff. We have a very large ship.
We've got a
It is a s-
schooner.
It is a sloop, but
Oh,
the
it's a
sloop
sloop.
still can carry between 10 and 25. I put it on the low end for a variety of reasons, but can carry between 10 and 25 tons of cargo. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, we've got a shit ton of cargo now. And yeah, I guess we're going to start making our way toward their island.
that's fair. The
Making our way-
island,
Yes, I would.
so you will be
On an
slower
open sea.
whilst weighed down with cargo.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Even though your ship is faster than it should be and doesn't really have to worry as much about because of the magics and everything.
Yeah.
You will be slower just because that's how it works. Um,
Question though.
Yeah.
Does it essentially cancel out, so anyone watching us sail, will it look like we are a normal sailing ship with not really that much cargo?
Actually, yeah, about a full cargo load for you. It makes it sail like the ship would have sailed without a full cargo load.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So we could conceivably be sailing and someone wouldn't look at us and go, they've got a full ship
Right.
full of cargo heading to excellent. That's kind of what
except for one thing, you are
The
sitting
weight.
lower in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but it would
An
still.
experienced sailor would. I mean, yeah, from far off, maybe, but even from far off, an experienced enough sailor would look at your ship and go, "Wow, they're moving pretty fast, even though they're weighed down by cargo. That's weird."
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And at the speed that we can go, how many days are we talking before we hit
It's
blockade
going.
and before we hit land?
So it is 2 days before you get to the island. The blockade and the island are basically the same distance. The
Okay.
blockade is around the island, so by the time you reach the blockade, you've reached the island. I will ask. Well, first of all, you guys wanted to have a discussion with Caradeek, so let's get that out of the way first. I assume you probably would do that as you leave, and you're actually out on the ocean.
Once we're like out from port and we're in the sea and there's no like ships approaching or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I don't want to remind you guys of what I used to do, but we were in port for a little while. If you wanted to check the bottom of your ship just to be sure.
I'll jump off the ship.
He has earned one
go
trust
into the
point
water.
with me.
If I remember correctly, I found it last time.
Esqua's a little scoreboard.
I found it last time because I attempted to do a detect
You tried
item.
to you dispelled magic
Oh, I
and
dispelled, that's right.
failed, but it told you where it was physically in the
Yeah.
world, and you marred it physically.
I'm gonna go check the ship again, as I
Okay.
typically do.
And I'll slow us down so that
Sure.
we're not like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah, you don't see anything underneath the ship.
I'm going to attempt to cast a dispel.
So dispel has to have a specific target that you know about that you can see, I think.
Well,
right?
but then how did I do it last time?
I think you targeted just the ship in general and got lucky.
You physically damaged it last time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and also casting
damage
dispel.
came
Yeah, no, the
after knowing
damage
what it
was me
was.
smudging it, yeah.
So it is possible that you have other magical effects on your ship that you could, by just generically casting dispel magic on your ship, remove one of those.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, I really don't want to mess with that. Okay.
Do you want me to,
this is me letting you know before you do it. I don't
Yeah.
want you to.
do you want me to help? Do you want me to detect?
Please.
Like, I'll go into the hold and cast detect magic.
You won't be able to see it if it's on the outside, though, will you?
But I'll be able to sense it.
Oh, okay.
I'll sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
All of the magics that you detect are known sources.
Okay. Then I'll walk the whole hold, like make sure I'm covering the full bottom of the ship. And it's 30 feet diameter, so if I don't sense anything, then I'll come up actually I don't even have message, so
I feel like we would have worked out like you pounding on the hull if
well, yeah, if you can hear me going then whatever code that we've come up with all for all clear is given to you.
Excellent. All
It'd
right.
be really nice to set up some sort of defense against this, like an alarm system or
It
something.
would be good. I would
like
not
the
be opposed
bucket
to
of
that.
water over the doorway equivalent.
Right.
Or just somehow find a way to make your ship unscryable, like a mast of proof against detection and location.
Yeah. All right. I will.
In fact, I will say, Rivulet, assuming your character was thinking of that, it is possible to get magically enchanted figureheads that do a number of things that are very similar to magic items for your ship. That's very well known and very possible.
Is this something we should have thought about back at port?
It sounds like something that would cost a lot of money.
It is something that would cost a lot of money or like favor with somebody to get it done. For sure.
Probably still a good idea, but like post
Like,
Tallulah
you-
gets her 3,000 gold.
Right.
idea.
Well,
I mean, maybe
Well,
it's a favor that we
well,
ask
I was
for
gonna.
from our.
I'll let you know right now. If you went to talk to the shipwright that's on the that right here, actually, she would have told you that an enchanted figurehead's like 5,000 plus gold.
Okay.
Although
It's gonna be a little while.
Riv, you mentioning favor, like if we wanted to use one of our favors,
That's
as,
what I'm
like,
thinking.
could you make our ship unscryable?
That-
like,
Yeah.
Like,
That's
That's
very in line
Sparrow's-
with the the Fae seem like they very much could probably do
Yeah.
something like that for you.
and Fairlos would. I'd give up my favor for that. Absolutely.
Do we want it fully unscribable, or would we want it to be? Is there ever a situation where we need it to be available for people we know?
I feel like if we ever need people to know where we are, there'd be ways we could get around it. We give them a sending stone. We give them some way to contact us specifically.
Okay.
I'd rather have a
Have it-
workaround for specifics than
Fair enough.
Have it be something similar to my ring of mind shielding. I can determine whether things are allowed to speak to me in my mind or not. We could have it turn on and off as needed. Something we control.
Okay.
There's no reason not to.
if that's a possibility, then yeah.
So you could. I'm just gonna say, if you wanted, someone could like you. If you knew someone, they could possibly custom make one for you that does exactly what you want it to do.
I think the individual we're talking about would be up to that.
You know what? Okay, so Riv grabs her like journal and starts sketching because this is a thing. Riv draws,
Yeah.
Riv paints, Riv draws. Riv is very like art school in the
Yeah.
way she kind of goes about her life, and starts playing with the idea of an anemone, and that it has two modes: the mode where it's closed up, and then the mode where it's out and flowy, and so sort of playing with that idea as maybe a mast
I love
head
that
or
so much.
something like that.
Because I will be
masthead
asking
or
you when the
figurehead?
time comes.
A figurehead.
Okay.
Yeah, when the time
I mean,
comes, I will
or
be asking
different.
you for a design. So, what do you want
I
it to
mean,
look
there are a
like?
few different creatures that do similar things,
Yeah.
but that sort of is where
I love
where
that.
she's starting to play is
I-
You wanted to talk to me about
Oh, Jesus
something.
Christ. Sorry.
Hi. Sorry, I was spacing out, listening to the magic of the ship.
No, okay.
How do I
wait
begin this?
before we go there, lurking writer. That's
No.
What
we
did
are
we
we are
get?
not
Lurking
praising
Writer
that.
just said, query: if the cargo hold is filled with multiple different items, could you call it the deck of many things?
No,
I
you can't.
refuse to encourage
I,
this.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Mm-mm.
You hurt my inner soul.
Yeah, I think I'll tell you right now, lurking rider. There's a big ass ship in the world with like like one of them big ship of the line things, and definitely it has a deck that is called the deck of many things. I'm not sure what the name of that ship is or where it is, but it exists in this world now.
I love
Thanks a
this
lot.
so much.
Remind me to never step foot on the deck of that ship ever.
Oh my
Each
god.
step is a card pull.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
But
never
you,
going there.
You
Essica.
needed you wanted to talk to me
Terrifying.
about something. I think.
We do.
Yeah, we just mostly wanted to kind of fill you in on the whole reason that we are here. Not like
Okay.
for existence, but like our mission and why we sail and what we're doing and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Cool.
let Essequa handle this, and I'm gonna go upstairs.
Oh, I thought they're doing this upstairs.
I don't know. Where are we?
Well, it's
He-
just us on the ship, so
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's-
that's a good point. So, well, do you wanna handle this, Essequa?
I mean, I was just gonna say I explained to him what is going
Oh,
on.
that's
because
perfect.
I
All right,
didn't
then.
feel.
I love that.
Well, yeah. So this, if we're gonna do it in the generic way,
Yeah.
which is absolutely fine, I do want you guys to tell me what if anything you hold back.
Specifics about Rivulet being
Yeah.
the dreamer
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that
Um,
she may have lived multiple lives and her waking up is potentially contingent to the world ending.
That's fair. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
you guys could possibly play around with here. The one important thing I can think of that could have come up in this conversation, because it's going to be a long conversation covering a lot of topics and a lot of details, that you guys might have some interest in his reaction to is, um, would any of you mention the books you found on the Isle of Dreams?
Yeah.
I
Could you
would
name-
specifically, not just because it's my book, but we would use that as, you remember when we scryed upon the dragon because we were looking at that island, and you've talked about seeing some books, and the dragon was kind of trying to go after the big book there.
Mhm.
That's my book.
Oh, okay. Were there what were the other books that you found?
Well, we haven't
That's-
found any yet. But we found that one, but we know the dwarves have one or
Well,
two.
no, you said
and
that you picked up a bunch of other books at the Isle of Dreams,
Oh,
though.
well, those were just books.
Oh, there's some good ones in there. And
I like reading though, so
yeah,
I'm
I'll run
very
through the
careful.
list of titles.
Yeah, we don't have them with us because one of our professors is helping us do some research. But when we get back, you can probably borrow one.
Okay. So, do you guys know you have the list? It's the darkness. It's
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Yeah,
journal.
no, we like
We
generic.
tell
just
him what
run
they
them
are.
through. Yeah.
Okay. Then you will notice that he, unlike every other person you've encountered or mentioned this to, I think only one other person at this point, maybe, but does not blank when you mention reality on rails.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's a tell. Okay.
I mean, are we surprised though?
No,
Really?
but it's a nice
No.
confirmation.
It is a nice
Yeah.
confirmation.
True. Very true.
Um,
And then I wanted to ask, for the purposes of continuing to divulge information given related to our quest, you didn't sleep in your armor last night, did you? Did you notice any fun writing on your armor?
Oh, actually, yeah, I do sleep in my armor. It's sort of an elvish chain. It's like basically as light as cloth. So
Oh,
how similar does it look to my armor?
I mean, they're vaguely similar.
Is it the same material?
No, they're different
Okay.
materials, but they do have a similar effect in that they are, lighter than they should be.
Slinky chain.
slinky chain.
Yeah, yeah. Every girl needs a slinky chain dress.
Slinky chain gown, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
With
but you
pockets.
do mention, did he look at his armor or anything? So he like pulls his shirt and looks down, and he's like, "Oh, that is new."
What's that?
Mm-hmm. It's his poem.
Oh.
The light that never shines in a dark world dies. Trying tragic. I don't like the sound of that at all.
Oh, my first one was bad. I understand.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't like where this one ended up. And I'm at the wheel, steering the ship, and I just hold up
Yeah.
my hammer with the other arm.
Apparently, I've gone from being the trickster to being the poet.
Yours is an upgrade.
Says
Is it?
you.
Tricksters are fun.
Exactly.
Poets are fun,
Poets could
but
be
a
fun.
different kind of fun.
Yeah, poets
Kind
are
of
more.
pretentious.
Poets are the people at the party who have their guitar out, sitting on the stairs, singing about cherry pits and shit.
Anyway,
Poets.
here's Wonderwave.
Po-
And here's
Poets-
Wonderwall.
Poets are the pretentious
here's a wall
people
of
at the
water.
party.
It's a wall of
Poets are the-
water.
Poets are the pretentious people at the party speaking about pits.
Sure.
Someone
Bitches people
else
at the party.
spent
speak
time
about pits.
with Shell, Shell Silverstein.
Ah, that reminds me of my favorite poem. There's too many kids in this tub. There's too many elbows to scrub. I just washed it behind and I'm not sure it's mine. There's too many kids in this tub.
Mine is a haiku. A discovery on my frog's smooth, round belly. There lies no button.
Mine is the tiger. The one by the kid.
Yeah.
The tiger. Oh, what is it? The tiger is out. Hold on. What is it? It's the tiger. He destroyed his cage. Yes. Yes.
Let
The
me just
tiger is out.
let me just figure out what
Yes.
mine is real quick.
Yes.
I love that we all have these.
Oh, like
just
we can all just
pull them
immediately.
out of the ether
Yep.
from.
I've had both. So I got Where the Sidewalk Ends and the other one over there, and I picked this one because the other one I've
Like
had
me
both
at
of
it,
these
kind
since
of
I
thing?
was a wee young lad, and I had a husky when I was growing up, and they're intelligent, very devious animals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was very upset that I was gone for a weekend at a marching band thing.
Mhm.
And when he was very upset with me, he would pull a book off of my shelf and chew on it. And so yeah, I'll just show it to you.
Aw.
Oh no!
Is this a loved book?
A
The
most
light in the
beloved
attic
book.
decided to, yeah,
Yes.
this is
That is a
what
beloved
happened
book.
to a light
Familiar's
in the attic.
revenge.
Yep. Just got, so that's,
I love
and I've
that
kept
so
it just
much.
because it's a reminder of my dog.
Dude, that's so
Uh,
petty. I love it.
Christmas 1982. I'm old. There we go. That's enough
don't-
of that. That's a,
My favorite's not funny, so I don't know.
a
Oh,
lot of them aren't funny. A lot, you
What's-
know, Where
Yeah.
the Sidewalk Ends is actually kind of sweetly sad.
yeah.
but-
What was yours?
Mine's-
Anyway,
Sam, what's yours?
Mine was We Only of Creation, O luckier bridge and rail, abide the twin damnation, to fail and know we failed. Yet we by which sure token know we once were gods, take shame in being broken, however great the odds.
Fun.
Nice.
I like that though.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's the hymn to breaking strain.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh. I love this group. I
We're
really do.
It's very it's very dwarvish, but I still quite like it.
Oh, I thought Sim, you were saying.
Yeah, I
I
did
thought
too.
we were doing actual, yeah, and I was like, and that's not Shel Silverstein.
That's
Like,
I was
are
like,
we-
okay, so we're branching out,
this
but that's okay.
I'm here for the dovetailing though. I'm totally here
No,
for it.
Yes.
so, yeah.
No, I stayed in character.
Good for you.
I did not, however, I will now and be like, well, unfortunately, I don't read that much poetry, but I can definitely talk about books all day long.
I mean-
I
However,
feel like The Tiger is Out is also like canon to this world. It's
Probably.
probably also Essequa's favorite poem.
I feel
well,
like
probably
washing
the
butts and not
Tiger,
knowing
Tiger
whose
Burning
they
Bright
are.
is also canon to this world.
Of course.
Like,
probably.
I
I
feel
would
like
like
we're
everyone here to
covering
roll a
butts and we
survival
don't know
check.
whose butts we're
Okay.
covering, so mine is.
I'd like everyone here to roll a survival check.
Our
What?
poetry's damaging us.
No,
Yes.
I'm still trying to pick one more spell for the day, and here we are. All right,
All right. 20, dirty 20.
Gross.
survival.
A 17,
17.
an 8, and a 20, and a
16.
16. Okay. In the distance, you see sailing not necessarily rapidly in your direction, but
Uh-oh.
coming up behind you, a ship.
Sail colors?
The sail colors are black and no, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Let me just look up this really quickly. That's not correct. They are white and red.
Red.
Uh-huh. Tallulah starts like hovering around the deck and running around and just like positioning things and looking at them, futzing and trying to make everything look just right.
So Lula, you want to explain what's going on?
That there? This is Captain Saxton's ship, isn't it?
No,
No. Whose
This
is the
this
red
the
and black?
circus, right?
this
Is
isn't
the cir-
Captain. This is not the Chapeau de Cirque.
Yeah,
This
oh,
is
okay.
a different
Oh.
ship.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Oh,
They both have red and I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
They both have some red and white on
Do
their
do we recognize these sails?
make a let's call it history check. Everyone can make one
Yay.
if they'd like.
I'm really
Sure.
hoping this isn't the sun. Come back.
Eh.
Nope.
I'm sailing as an 8. I can't be looking at other ships. I'm still picking spells.
You did better than me, okay?
15.
23.
That's fair. 23 and 15 are going to tell you that this is the Sisters Zavala.
Sister
Um,
Zavala?
The Sisters Zavala.
We're
And
playing
the
Destiny?
20
What?
Exactly.
the 23 will tell you that's Kasdan Clayton's ship.
Oh.
Okay.
Guardian. That's Captain Clayton's ship.
Oh. He's one of the 3 contenders, isn't he?
He
Yes.
is.
Oh.
He is the gentleman pirate. The half
Yes.
elf with the teal crystal, silver hair.
The hot
Mhm.
one.
Tries to leave as many alive. That doesn't help us, Latia.
I
This one,
take a
at
moment.
least he tries to leave as many alive as possible.
I take a
But-
moment to fix my hair and just crimp a little bit.
This is the our flag means death crew.
Yeah,
Got it.
I'm here for this.
Well,
Uh,
I appreciate the try to leave people alive, but I don't plan on being taken by any pirates. How do we want to approach this?
Neutrally. I mean, we know of them.
Diplomatically.
Yeah, can I grab a spyglass and see if they're
Do you-
uh
I hold
if
mine
they're-
out to you.
Thanks.
What
Are
are you
there
looking for?
are there cannons out? Do they appear to be like ready for combat or anything
They-
like that?
They are definitely ready for. It's
It's a
very
raiding ship.
similarly to. Well, it's very similar to how the dwarven ship approached you, in that they're not like on their cannons, but they're prepared to be on their cannons.
Got
if
it.
it's-
I'm sure that if we just talk to them, we can reason and find some means of everybody parting here happy.
You see, 2 individuals.
But
that
get your
stick out
guns
to
ready.
you.
You said what? Two individuals. What?
2 individuals stick out to you. This is the first one. A dark-skinned elf with a rainbow streak in the hair, which is
Oh, wow.
otherwise blonde.
Oh, I love
in
it.
a sort of yellow uniform of some kind that seems to be giving orders and directing people.
Okay. First
You
mate,
see the-
probably.
You see the guy behind the wheel, which,
Hello, Captain.
Hi,
Hello.
Captain.
Hi, Captain.
and finally on the end of actually she's
Captain,
even
my
further up.
captain.
So
I don't
on-
know if they can see him.
Nope, they can't. There we go. I had to jump.
yeah, I apologize.
it's all good.
This is a this is a big
Captain, my
map.
captain.
So on the end of the forward mast
Mhm.
is a drow sitting with a parasail
She's so
with her
pretty.
with her legs dangling off the edge, like she doesn't have a care in the world.
That's
And,
not
What
the
the heck? I want to be
that's
her
not the
when I
same
grow up.
drow from the room, is it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. In a black and green dress.
Interesting. Any significance to like a known family for
Doesn't seem
wearing
not
black
not
and
that
green?
you would. No, doesn't
Okay.
seem like it.
Interesting.
And the rest of the crew seems to be a mixture of human and elves that are just variously going about their business and getting ready as they approach you. And despite the fact that you guys are pretty fast, this ship is catching you.
Hmm.
I don't know
Right.
how bad we feel about that with these people aboard.
Right? She's so pretty.
Oh
She's so
no.
pretty.
Don't board us.
Oh
So,
no, don't.
Oh no, stop.
would
Oh
you guys,
no.
Furlos, you're the only one that's not. Would you like to try and take any evasive actions?
Well, yeah. So Lauren is like, they're hot, and Pharaohs is like, well, I
So am
could
I.
completely destroy the ship with lightning, but then everybody's gonna be very upset with me. Besides the gentlemanly pirate, we try to leave people alive thing. What else do we know about this captain and crew? Like, if they find out that we are literally just carrying food, is this something they're at all interested in? Are they, will they steal food, or do we know
Oh,
that
food
they
will
are
sell, yeah.
Will,
Make
or are they
well,
really
yeah,
only
the amount of
interested in yeah?
the cargo you guys are carrying, the work to move 10 tons of
Yeah, that's
grain
true.
onto their ship.
I'm more
for
concerned about them taking
45
the
gold.
ship.
But there is that, and also, Fairlos, make an insight check with disadvantage because you rolled so poorly on the history that you personally don't know this guy that well, but maybe your insight will give you a insight.
Uh-huh. I see how
Well-
that works.
A 17. Okay.
I would have had a natural 20, but I'll take the 17.
No.
Ah.
You believe it's possible that Captain Clayton, if he discovers that, from what you know about Captain Clayton, now that everyone has they've said out loud, "Oh, that's Captain Clayton," it rings a couple of bells. Captain Clayton's probably going to find out you're carrying food to people that are hungry and be like, "Do you need an escort?"
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So it pays to not bullshit this guy potentially.
Potentially.
Okay.
He has he is an extremely positive reputation in the pirating and sailing community around here.
Mm-hmm.
In the sailing community, positive amongst the pirates is a very low bar.
No,
for
he's
Fairlos,
got yeah, that's fair.
but
That's fair.
amongst the sailing community, that helps. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fairlos will. I think she'll intentionally start to slow down, and say, "Well, let's have a chat with the captain. Let him know what we're doing. See if maybe he can go find someone else a little more profitable to accost, and we can go our separate ways."
I will wave them down. As we slow down and they get closer, I will wave them.
So the captain of the other ship is actually, as you're watching through the spyglass, I believe Tallulah, you were looking through the spyglass.
I
Essequa
was,
had
but
it.
You were,
I
that's
lent
fine.
it to her.
Gotcha. As you're looking through the spyglass, the uh the elf with the rainbow streak in their hair is going to take the wheel off of Captain Clayton, and you are going to see him disappear and then appear on the deck of your ship.
Dimension door. Is he within 400 feet of us?
He is now.
Heck yeah.
And,
I mean,
and
like, was
despite
he
the
within 400 feet to dimension door?
yeah
Yeah.
Despite the positive things that Fairlos was thinking about, there is now a frown of like, you couldn't have waited to be invited on board, but you will stay quiet.
I'm
I
sitting
think
on
me-
a.
didn't
I
wait.
think me waving them was a sort of implicit, implicit invitation, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go ahead and set up your deck. Everybody can move their own tokens on so that I can go
Yay!
grab Mr. Clayton.
It's
Will's back here, right? Yeah.
I'm probably, if they're coming up behind us, then I would have been back here to get a good look.
And he is going to appear as far into the front of your ship as possible.
Okay.
Hello. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Please slow down to a stop so that we may inspect your cargo.
Oh, you need to inspect the cargo. What
We
are
would
you
very
looking
much
for?
like to, yes. Just to see exactly what you're carrying and see if it maybe would find a better home in our own hold.
Oh, I don't know that it would. This is actually cargo intended for some people in need.
What, where are you carrying it and for what purpose?
There's a bit of a kerfluffle going on in Brescia, and there are some folks who are fleeing the city, trying to escape some persecution, and they're currently being held up in a siege. So we're taking them some supplies.
Whereas I've been on the sea for too long. I didn't realize this was going on. You wouldn't mind if I checked your cargo just to be sure that you're not lying to me?
I don't have a problem with it, Captain.
You watch as Fairlos guess if you want to go check the food, go on ahead. This
She's
is-
always like this. It's not really an offense
not
towards
just
you. It's more
you.
of an offense towards everybody.
Well, I
I'm
mean, I did board your ship without permission, and I'm threatening to take your cargo, so I would be remiss if I was irritated at you being irritated.
But I mean,
I'm-
you're so charming about it.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
trying to be calm about this because I am banking on your reputation to mean that we can get out of this without having any fighting go on, but don't stay too long on my ship.
Fair enough. And if you don't stop him, he will go into your cargo.
I'm
hold.
following him.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
I kind of
going.
figured.
He is going to just sort of crack open a couple of the things, find the barrels, and find that they are filled with grain. And then he is going to actually cast some sort of spell to Lula. If you'd like to,
I would love to Arcana
cast
this.
or use Arcana to
Yeah.
determine what he is casting.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay, 18.
Nice.
He is casting some sort of spell to make sure there isn't anything hidden in this barrel.
Okay,
What spell exactly? Not sure.
That's fine.
But
so news of this hasn't reached very far out then?
I've been a bit indisposed. I've gone to I was pirating a bit in the Feywild. We went through a portal, came back out, had some fun.
Very nice.
And then I discovered that the very brutish leader of the pirates had died. So we've been out on the seas, gathering support, gathering other ships, and to take over.
How's that going for you?
Can I ask a clarifying question, please?
Sure.
You went to the Feywild before the pirate captain died?
Yes. When we came back, he was dead.
Okay.
So how's it all working out for you?
It's going. It's a bit complicated. There is. I don't know. There's a bit of a problem. We had a unified fleet between the Zavala, the Chapeau, and the gosh, give me a second. Names.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta look this one up. Pirates. And the Ageless, we had a unified fleet that we came together to discuss. We were supposed to discuss some stuff. We were attacked by a large black dragon during the summit.
Oh.
Wow. Wait,
How
you're
long
not.
ago was this?
A few days ago.
What was his name? Sargoth, the Secret Keeper.
Sargaroth.
Sargaroth, the Secret Keeper.
It's possible. I don't
Did
know.
he?
I
Did he
didn't-
have
we
gold
didn't- we did.
glasses?
He did. He had
Yeah.
extremely tiny, ridiculous-looking little glasses.
Yep.
Sim, does this match up to when we saw Sargaroth
Yeah,
fighting?
That's
Okay.
vaguely about the
Okay, cool.
That would be rather terrifying.
Yes, it was. It was quite terrifying, but we managed to. I hate to say escape, but that is pretty much what we had to do.
I
and,
mean, he's
no shame in
more
it.
than ancient black dragon.
yes, he was
It's
quite large.
a smart move.
But I feel as though the attempt to unify the pirate factions may have failed because of this attack.
That's yeah.
I was immediately contacted by the captain of the Ageless and the Chapeau, and they both blamed us or each other. I don't know, but we'll work on trying to make this arrangement proper. So you're carrying food to people in need.
We are.
If you don't mind, who is in need?
Some of the families of Brescia.
Uh,
Gemot House.
Oh, the House of Jemima. You know, they've always been friends of ours. They've been friendly to the pirates of the area and smugglers in general. They're in dire straits.
A bit. Insight.
Sure.
Is he seeming concerned or excited about an opportunity?
Yeah. Roll your insight.
Real quick, have they
Oh.
all come back up or are they still down below? Is this where is this discussion happening at this
It's
point?
probably still he's still inspecting the cargo at this current time. So yeah, he's
Okay.
still down below. Tallulah, yes.
23
No, I mean the answer to your question is yes.
is
I need
what?
it. Yes,
Both?
to both.
Okay,
He's both, yeah.
got it. I mean, it's a dicey situation.
You know that the House Jameau, one of their things is that they basically their island is a smuggler's haven.
Yeah.
So they certainly it's not a stretch at all to imagine that they have connections in the pirating.
I'm
community.
surprised they didn't reach out to you.
Well, we've been busy. And perhaps I don't know, perhaps he's friendlier with Christine than he is with any of the others. So if he's going to reach out to anyone, he'd probably reach out to her.
Probably. No, that's fair.
But if you're telling me there are people out there that need food,
there are. We've got
Is
to
there-
figure out how to get through the blockade, and
there's a blockade. Oh,
There's a
this is so much
blockade.
fun.
I know.
All right.
Are you in?
I am very in. But here's the thing.
Excellent. We should
Your
get back
ship-
up. We should get back up on deck.
Okay.
All right.
As he's going up, he's like, "Your ship is completely unarmed, except for the people aboard, which I'm assuming from the confidence of your captain, very competent people."
Yeah.
We're a good reason to be concerned.
That's fair. Would you like to
Basically a
borrow
ship
some?
of teenagers.
Would you like to borrow some cannon?
I mean, in fairness, Fairlos is like mid-20s.
I'm sorry.
mean,
you're
yeah,
just gonna lend
so,
us
So
cannon?
is Riv, but
Yeah.
but
We're basically
still-
teenagers.
basically like college kids, like
You're just gonna lend us cannon?
very com-
Do you not
sorry.
want them? I mean,
No,
you're completely unarmed, and you're going into look. You are all adorable, but I worry about your safety. So, I would
best
very much
pirate
like it-
king ever.
I would very much like it if you went into combat fully armed and armored. So
Fully
I can't do much about the armor, but I can give you some cannon that we're not using aboard our ship. They're not
is it
big
head
cannon
cannon
shot.
or is it
It's real cannon. It's boom cannon.
Captain, with all due respect, we were hoping that we would be able to either outrun or sneak by. This is not a very large ship, not a very large crew. Our plan was not to fight; it was to be stealthy.
That's
I mean,
still
that's a great
fair.
plan, but if it fails,
Also, just
Always
out of
have a backup plan.
I hold on to my hammer. I just kind of lean on it and I go, I always have a backup plan, but I appreciate the thought. Above board, can we even have cannons?
Sure,
Is this
you could put a
ship-
couple of
okay.
cannons on your top deck if you wanted to.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were even equipped for cannons.
You probably got enough room on your top deck for like 4 smallish
Yeah.
cannons.
Okay.
what do you
cannons
want
aren't
for
always
him?
the big ass, like the kind you think
Yeah.
you might be thinking of. There
Yeah.
are smaller shot cannons. that-
So what do you want
as-
for them?
that's what I was I want to try and glean
What's going
ulterior
on?
motive here.
Adventure. If you'd like to roll an insight, go ahead.
I think he just, pardon the phrasing, I think he gets off on being bad.
Or good.
Or
Or
good.
both.
13.
Maybe a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes.
He,
Um, but no, his demeanor here is like he's just kind of excited at the idea of you guys running a blockade full of military ships in this tiny ass little ship, and either wants to be there or make sure that you get through, just because he thinks it would be funny and a good story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
I mean, a good
So
story. He's not wrong about that.
operating framework is like, does it make a good story? Like that's what matters to him more than anything else.
I'd say in this instance, absolutely a little bit. I mean, a 13 is going to tell you a lot. He does seem genuinely concerned about your safety. but in the maybe it's because he's just a good guy, or maybe he just thinks that if you die, that wouldn't be a great story. And it would be really funny if this tiny ass little ship manages to beat the entire Russian Navy.
Okay.
That would be funny. I kind of, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm gonna be. Uh, you don't even ask who we are when you're
No,
offering us cannon?
absolutely not.
How come?
Look, you don't get to be where I am without having a pretty good sense of people.
Sure.
And I think that this is going to be hilarious. So here's the thing. I don't have any cargo food in my cargo right now. I could go get some, because this sounds like a very worthy cause.
It is.
And I would very much like the support of House Jimo. Let me be clear. That would be amazing. But I think a better call, if you want to get in there stealthily, I will still lend you the cannons. But I could act as a distraction.
I love this. Can we have a distraction? Please, Captain. Can we?
Can I hear a little bit more about the plan besides distraction?
Well, if they have a number of ships circling the or whatever they're doing, if they have a number of ships circling the island protecting it, we could run in with our flags flying high.
Do a little strafing?
Yeah, fire some guns, and then when they move to chase us, there'll be a gap.
And in go we.
Do you have a side of the island that you would prefer to run this on?
Well, we're about a day out. I think we could probably approach from any side that is give me a moment. I'll get back on board my ship. We have maps. Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
Insight. I really like this guy. I don't want to get completely screwed over. Oh, it's only a 12.
Sparrowless is kind of waiting until she has a take on the whole crew, because I think
What's the insight question?
I don't know that it would be high enough to get anything for it, but like, is there a backstab coming? Can I get any sense of like?
With a 12, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
it's a
In
good
holding
story.
to the stories about him, would it make sense for him to flip and do a double cross?
Okay, so he is a very mercurial type.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, clearly, obviously.
Yeah.
He's very mercurial. However, again, the stories about this guy that you guys have come
Right.
across in the past are that he tends to side on the good guy's side of
Okay.
stuff.
All right. So I'm going to go on the limb here and trust an NPC.
Gasp.
I know, right? All right. Well, I think, Captain, you like the distraction plan?
I like the idea of cementing this plan a little bit more and
I have
finding out a little.
maps.
Essequa, Rivulet, what do you two think as well?
It sounds like a good. Well, it sounds like a plan to me. And Essequa kind of like not waddles. She doesn't waddle. She just wanders downstairs.
Kara,
Below deck.
Rivulet, Kara, how about you?
Sorry, I was muted. I said I think it's fine. I'm happy to go. Why do I keep slipping into other character voices? What is happening today?
There's something
Sunday.
about tonight. I don't know what it is. I am on the
cannot
accent struggle
tell.
bus.
I like this guy.
Okay. Right. Reginald?
I don't like him at all.
You don't like him at all.
No,
Not
he's
even a
too
little bit.
handsome.
He's too
Oh.
handsome.
Too handsome.
He is handsome, I'll grant you that, but I don't
like
know.
it.
I feel like you wouldn't be able to, you know.
Yeah, but you asked my opinion. I'm just.
No, that's fair. I feel like you wouldn't be able to trust him. He's too handsome.
Yeah, exactly.
Good eye. All right.
Captain, we'll bring our ship to a stop. You come pull on up. A couple of us will come on board and look at your maps and come up with a solid, specific plan. And we'll get some information from you that we can pass along to the Jameau, because it sounds like if we're going to make the run and you're going to head off.
Yes, we would like. I would very much like to make sure we get some credit.
I'll make sure.
And so, yes, let's go ahead and do that.
Yes. Oh boy, this is going to be so much fun. And that's the end of our session.
Woo!
And yeah, as soon as he pops off,
I'm so-
because I think that's what Fairlos is going to hang on to, is like, he wants credit for this.
Yeah.
Let's make sure he knows that we are going to stick to our word to get him credit for this.
Oh,
and
we're
that's what's
fine.
gonna
I'm gonna cast sending as soon as we're done with him.
Well, no. That's how we prevent the backstab that
Yeah.
everybody's worried about, is we need to make it safely to the island,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, if you tell him now.
Yeah, if we tell him now, then what's the point? But if we make it safely to the island and he trusts that we're going to give him a lot of credit with the Jameaus,
Yeah.
then there's no backstab. So that's
I was just going to go
that's-
ahead and message them and let them know we'd encountered him, because the other thing is Saxton is there. And Saxton is my favorite of the three. So,
But also, if we know Saxton is there and we're bringing Clayton, given what just happened to them with Sargeroth,
yep.
we don't want that to end
That's-
up becoming a whole
That's
thing.
why I'm saying I want to let them know ahead of time so that if she doesn't want to be there, she can clear out.
But remember, he's not coming. He's just going to strafe.
No, he is. They're going to get
Well,
food.
let's be clear. It's
He mentioned getting
possible.
food.
Fairlos is Lauren. You're correct. His plan is he's going to come in, he's going to strafe, and he's going to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And he's going to pull people.
Okay.
away. But who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he
We
changes
also-
his mind and goes in and tries to fight
Can
his way through.
Plot and scheme for a tricameral pirate alliance
Mhm.
down the line. I
He
know
was-
they're
it
all
seems like
currently
they were
vying
trying-
for.
They were trying to put one together.
I just don't know
Sargeroth
her opinion on him at this point. And so I'm hesitant to bring two pirates
Sure,
into the
sure,
same
sure, sure.
house.
Oh, I don't think this is a right away thing. I think this is
Yeah.
a down the line thing. But
Yeah.
I do love the
I
idea
love the-
of like
I love the
of putting,
triumvirate.
putting three pirates in a this is our get along shirt.
Mhm.
Here's
Like-
here's also another thing to keep in mind. If this island is a known pirate haven,
Yep.
and so everybody is known to basically want to help the Jameaus, I don't think any pirates making this run, no matter what has
Are
happened,
gonna fuck around.
I don't
Right.
think they would take the time to fuck around with each other. So
Yeah.
even if it's a surprise to either of them, I
That's a
think
good
they
point.
would be. I think they would be understanding enough to be like, nah, we're gonna stay. So I think we keep this on the down low until we get to where we're
Okay.
going.
It's
So-
also probably like, given that it is a known smuggling island, there might be a sort of a code of neutrality, like that is neutral
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yep.
Very good points. Yeah.
But that is for 2 weeks from now.
Yay!
where we
2 weeks.
basically-
Well,
2
3 weeks because we're gonna maybe do a bonus action.
No, we're doing a
okay,
regular
We did-
episode.
unless
Oh,
it's
we
a
are gonna do a
problem.
regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were unless it's a
Okay,
problem.
no,
we were
sorry,
planning on doing
no, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, because since we're going to be completely off next week, the week after, instead of it being a bonus action, our schedule is that
We'll
it'll
do
be
an
a
actual-
regular episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
In 2 weeks, we plan.
in 2 weeks. We plan.
It would have.
All right, let's do our credits real quick. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. Custom tokens by Shay and Peku Tokens. Overlay art by Pack Stream. Custom world map by Freckles Sketches. Logo by Luke McCay. And
Bless.
Bless you.
Bless.
Bless
Ga-
you.
Thank you.
Gesundheit.
Salud.
Katie, what do you got going on?
Me, I got nothing. I got nothing. No, hi everybody. I am Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. I am on all the socials at Goblin Katie or at goblinkatie.com. You can follow me and check me out, and I post random things. There is a good chance that I may be streaming a little bit over the next 2 weeks, doing some co-working streams and stuff like that. So follow me on my socials and come hang out and chat and be ridiculous with us. It's a lovely day. And that's me.
Oh, it's my turn. Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com, just my website. I am on the Blue Sky at lauren-urban.com because Blue Sky is awesome unless you do that kind of thing. The things that I'm doing when I'm not here, before this, I am running, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 as Orkira Eldrex, which is my Dragonborn cleric, on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. We're in Act 3. We're fairly deep into Act 3. We just finished finally getting rid of Auntie Ethel. She is no more.
Yay!
And hopefully next week we'll be picking up a Minsk, and then we will be a party of 10 because I have that mod and it's ridiculous. It's fun. So come on by.
Nice.
On Fridays, you can see me over on the Crit Hit Chronicles channel playing a playing a Dragonborn Ranger who is a problem child. She's from the Feywild, and she's ridiculous and lots of fun. That is a game that is taking place canonically after Baldur's Gate 3, and we are currently in El Terrell. We've met up with Halsin, and we're helping him find members of his grove who have gone missing because of the cult of the dragon. And bad things are happening, and my character is just happy to be there because she is ridiculous. So you can find us there, Critic Chronicles at 5 o'clock Pacific. And otherwise, if you happen to be an Idle Champions fan, you can pick up the new skin for Orkira. The Swashbuckler Orkira is available now, where all Idle Champions are happening. And yeah, if you pick that skin up, I hope you enjoy all of the ridiculous references to one of my favorite video games of all time. And definitely go ahead and set off for Ultimate because it's amazing and fun, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
And since someone had asked it recently, because I don't actually talk about it too much, but I am the social media and community manager for WizKids. So you can find me over doing WizKids stuff. So if you happen to swing by anything WizKids related, that's me.
WizKids is cool stuff.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as @DreamWisp, or on Blue Sky as dreamwisp.bisky.social, streaming as DreamWisp Jen. I have a few things coming up that we'll be announcing soon that I have been teasing. One I've been teasing for a really long time, and it's just taken a really long time to get to a place where I can actually announce it. But soon. And then another thing that also is soon. I feel like I am in a little night music. And for anyone who gets that reference, you're a wonderful person. And that's all I got.
Yay.
I'm gonna be at GaryCon this week. Yeah, so hi, I'm Latia Jaquise. You can find me everywhere at Latia Jaquise because it's my name, and it's a unique name, so I try to get it everywhere, or at my website, latiajaquise.com, which again is just my name. But yeah, I'm going to be at GaryCon this week. I'm going to be running a fun little dungeon crawly adventure that I wrote. I'm also going to be running some AD&D, which is going to be fun. I've never run AD&D before, so I'm terrified. I'm terrified, but it's going to be so much fun.
It's a good time.
And then I'm also doing some other stuff. I don't know.
Ben Bars lift gates.
Yeah. But if you're for whatever, if you happen to be at GaryCon this week, I will be there. Come say hi to me and quote poetry at me because that's what we do here at Players and Book.
It legit is, yeah.
Other than that, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Look at pictures of my dog on Blue Sky. Yay. He's great.
I don't really have anything going on on my end. No, the Start Playing Game's full now.
Oh, it is? Oh, I should pay attention.
Congratulations.
I may once we get that one long underway start another one, but for now, not so much.
Yay.
Yeah, that's already going, and that was it for me, really. Other than that, so.
Oh, hey, Lurking Writer says shout out to Latia for the voiceover work on Blood Moon Zelda vid the other day.
I have to share this. So actually this video is like 3 or 4 years old, but I did a really goofy Legend of Zelda voiceover thing that I will put in chat for you all about Blood Moons that was relevant this week because the eclipse happened.
Blood Moon, yeah.
So here, have that.
Amazing.
have that, enjoy it, laugh at it.
It'll be on our
And-
socials.
Oh,
And with that,
Oh,
go
wait.
ahead. I was going to give my
No, I was about
recommendation
to-
of the week because I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this now. My Jen's television recommendation of the week is Adolescence on Netflix. It's a heavy topic, but it's absolutely extraordinary television. Only 4 episodes.
Nice.
It will knock your socks off.
and with that, I think we're done.
Okay.
Try not to die, and I'll see you next week.
2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's it. 2 weeks.
Credit video. Go!